As his plan for replacing cash, checks, and credit cards with new personalized 666 barcode system were implemented, peace and order began to be re-established. Now, in tonight's program, our great world leader unveils stage 2 of his plan for the perfect world. The amazing new 666 biochip implant, guaranteeing you physical health and spiritual well-being at the punch of a computer key, plus the guarantee of lifelong security within the new 666 world order.
Watch out for 666. Watch out for 666.
In a vision of the future, I saw in a vivid dream that the hour is soon coming when men will become machines. A new one world order will rise and then demand that all the world's people receive their scientific brand. I saw a tiny pre-programmed computer chip so thin, implanted in men's foreheads underneath their skin, linking all its bearers to the system's central brain.
The master computer that over them will reign. Watch out for 666 and their computer chip that is designed to strip you on your self-control. Don't sell your soul.
Men's thoughts will be programmed by this new technology. Those who take the number, their slaves will always be. So hop into this morning, if it's life and love you choose,
Then you'll follow the truth, and that mark you will refuse. Watch out for 666 and their computer chip that is designed to strip you of your self-control. Watch out for 666 and their computer chip that is designed to strip you of your self-control. Don't sell your soul. Don't sell your soul. Watch out for 666.
Absolute banger there. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Drew. It's time once again for that Monday Nitro. It's kind of a generic cover. I didn't know which way to go with it tonight. I've been thinking about doing a show recently about like unions. So if anyone has any experience with unions, whether you thought they were good or bad or whatever your thoughts are, because I've been thinking about it a little bit lately, and I kind of see both sides of it. Like it's almost like it's outdated, but at the same time, it's like good to have, all these protections and contracts in place for the workers, but then also at the same time, it causes, like work slowdowns and everything like that. So I'm pretty like neutral on the fence about it. I would love to hear some people tell me their like real life experiences with unions or just any arguments you have about it. But we don't necessarily have to go there. I know there's tons of MFers out here with Drew derangement syndrome. You guys are more than welcome to come on up, try to hash it out with me, yell at me. That's what we're here for tonight. We're here to battle it out. We're here to bring you some drama. We're not here to bring you more information. That's the last thing these people need. And the analytics prove it's not what the people want. Man. Oh, Be More Busker says his brother was gang stalked by the United Auto Workers Union. I would love to hear that story, man. If there's any stories like that you guys have heard. The only one I heard is actually recently at the new job I have. I talked to a lady wears like an iron workers jacket, and she worked for the Iron Workers Union in Wisconsin, I guess. So I was asking her, did you do that there? She said, yeah. And then I was like, well, why don't you do it here? And she said, apparently something along the lines of, I don't know, I won't be able to say it exactly, but it was something along the lines of her package in Wisconsin was close to $100 an hour with everything, the insurance and everything. She was making $42 an hour, unlimited overtime, yada yada. I see in the back, Be More Busker. Give me just 1 second here. And then apparently when she moved down to Florida, it's the same union, but it's not like a nationwide contract. So I guess she her benefits package dropped dramatically down, and then she was making like, it was something along the lines of $22 an hour or something, but also only 20 hours a week or something along those lines too, where she had unlimited before. And I was asked, like, I didn't really understand it. I was like, why? And she was saying, well, down here they hire a lot of what they call scab workers, so a lot of illegal immigrants and stuff like that. She was saying they outsource a lot of the jobs or something to them. And I know I'm not telling the story that great. I don't really know that much about it. But so she had to just basically leave that and go find a whole nother job if she wanted to stay down here in Florida. Let me bring up the homeboy. He's kind of like he had a crazy story. So your brother was gang stalked?
Yep. The UAW, the United, I guess it's United Auto Workers, Automotive Workers. He works at a dealership, and he was on a private chat, and what he said was recorded by somebody from the UAW, and they gang stalked the fuck out of him, man. They left the comments underneath his young daughter's picture, and like told his boss, and like fucking showed his boss everything that he said. But like what they did, I think, was illegal. I mean,
is this recent due to the strike that they're on right now, or is this something that happened a while ago?
it's very recent. I mean, I just talked to him last week, and he was telling me about it. I just like, wow, man, my brother got gang stalked, and he's not even on the internet. It's like, wow, he got rid of his.
Do you know kind of about what he said that upset those people?
That's a good question. I didn't really ask him exactly what he said, but I got to figure that out. But he did touch some buttons, and they went after him. Like, well, how do you know it was not just one person? He's like, no, it was probably like 7 people. And who knows? It could have been one person. It could have been 7 people. But I guess it's getting heated. I don't know.
Well, they're not working, so they're at home just
yeah.
They're seething.
Yep.
Do you got any opinion on the union?
Not really. I mean, I know I've had friends that were in that way back in the day, like the 90s, early 2000s. But that was just a couple friends of mine that were in that. But I didn't really, I didn't have any political outlook on that. But I guess my brother said something that was really off, their narrative.
That's interesting. Yeah, now that I think about it, I think I was part of a union, one of my first jobs, but I wasn't even there that long, really. And I was probably at that job for like 6 months, and I was I was a stupid like 19-year-old or something like that, so I didn't even really know anything about a union, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some people here though that have some kind of insights. And then so those auto workers, they went on supposedly, I haven't dug too deep on the story, but supposedly the story was something like when they did the bailouts in 2008 or whenever after that was,
Yeah.
like they agreed to take less money with the promise that in the the next contract it'd be bigger increase or something, and then apparently they're not getting the increase they were promised. I don't know how much of that is like propaganda or like narrative spinning or anything like. And then they're also talking about they want to do like, what is it, like 3 or 4 day work weeks, and you can get paid like a pay increase and then only work like 4 days or something.
Yeah, work part time and get paid full time. That's kind of
Yeah.
Messed up.
So here's an interesting comment. Jake says unions were made by the Jays to weaken the auto company. Now, see, I'd be interested. I've never really done like a deep dive study into this stuff, so that's why I was hoping there was someone here that would kind of have some of those takes like that. Like I can see where that comes about because it creates. My buddy went and worked for the what do you call it, the railroad union, and he's like, dude, it's insane. Like you can't even walk. There's like literally, it's like 2 miles an hour or something. You're not allowed to walk more than 2 miles an hour, which is like considered even like a moderate like pace or something. Like so you
Yeah.
can't do what's called a brisk pace at all. You have to like literally like walk slow, and if you're kind of like hustling trying to get the work done, you can't because everyone else will like shut you down. Won't even allow you to do it. So I can see where stuff like that would come into play to like weaken the companies and corporations and stuff, because then there's actually less work getting done.
Yeah, fucked up.
But then at the same time, when you look at the CEOs making $40 million and stuff like that, like
That's right.
like 100 times
what
the hourly employees getting or whatever. I mean, ultimately, I think there's no incentive for in the capitalist system for the company to pass the savings along to the consumers. So if the CEO didn't make $40 million and if they only made $500,000 or something, it's not like they're just gonna, okay, here's 35 million in profit, we can pass this along in lower cost to the consumer. They're gonna charge as much as the consumer is willing to pay. And if they've trained the consumer all over the years that the price is just going to continue to go up, why wouldn't they just keep pressing it as far as they can?
Yeah, it's kind of funny with the whole automotive things. It's so funny because you see on YouTube, there's like streams where people are talking about like kind of like the Greta Thunberg kind of angle, and yet the ads that come on, in between are car ads. It's like, there's your carbon credit.
Right, like, and then I'm glad you said that too. In like the grand scheme of things too, I can see how this could be a ploy. Already the price of automobiles is through the roof, and then this could be another ploy to bring it up even higher. Like if they're going to make more money or just shut down for a while, so the supply is not as much. Like
Yeah.
they want to get you, and they tell you they want to get you into the 15-minute city and on public transit and everything. So they can't really take away your cars, but they can make the gas super expensive. They can make the car super expensive. So it's just less and less people will be able to even afford that. So from looking at it from a holistic perspective and knowing there's people that kind of orchestrate all the moves at the very top, I could see that being part of the play too, to like slowly try to phase out these personal automobiles.
Yeah, there's so many facets to all this.
Right. That's why I hate to sound like such a fence sitter, but there's just so much to think about with it. And then also I don't know that much about it, especially firsthand. I've never really dealt with them ever.
Yeah. My brother, he's been automotive for God since he was probably 18, and he's like in his 40s now. So he's seen it all, and now he's just like beside himself because he's got the gang stalking going on, and he never had that before. All the years he's worked, you know. In the automotive.
Is he part of the union or no?
No, he's not. In fact, the union is the ones who are gang stalking him.
Right. So whatever he's saying, they're seeing as some kind of a threat or something like that.
Yeah, and it was just like in a private kind of chat. Maybe I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask him if they let somebody who was like a minion or some kind of troll that was just maybe like listening in on the conversation, but somehow his boss got it, and yeah, like I said, they were going after his daughter and that's why he got rid of his Facebook and everything. Like,
These online people, they're unhinged, man, and they take it too
yeah.
far. Speaking of unhinged online people, is this the real Pastor Daniel?
Pastor, are you there?
It's not the real Pastor Daniel. It is the Sanity Machine, though. What's going on, Sanity Machine?
The unions are run by the dirty fucking Jews.
Is that true? I've never looked into it.
That is true. Marxist Jews. The dirty little tiny hat kikes.
So is it just it's a ploy to, in your opinion, a ploy to what, like take down the company or what?
Well, it's part of Marxism basically to take over the system, the manufacturing, that the low level people take over the power, and that's part of Marxism, which is started by Jews, Marx and others. So yeah, it is basically a Jewish plot.
Well, I wonder how long this stream will stay up.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm trying my best to put things delicately.
You got
Do you think, Sandy Machine, do you think that they like secretly collaborate with the management of the corporations or the board or something?
In some cases, it's probably a possibility with the largest companies, the big auto companies or something like that. But on the smaller unions, probably not. It's probably just, I wouldn't say organic, but they just put in. There was a movie about it actually. I think with Sally Fields or someone in it decades ago in the 70s, where this Jewish guy would go around town to town in the South and different places and try to start a union. Once you could get a union in the factory or textile plant or in the South or a steel mill somewhere, then he would get the union started. Then he'd move on to the next town, the next town, the next town, so that it was just like town to town. So it's not really grassroots, but um, it's just a way of spreading it, just like the way that they might spread religion at airports or something, Hare Krishnas or something, where they go out and preach to people. So that's what they do. They kind of put the idea in the workers' heads: hey, you're getting fucked by the company. You'll make more money if you join this union. You'll have more benefits. You'll have whatever. And they don't really care if the plant goes under or whatever happens. Once they start it up, they just kind of walk away from it. But the whole thing with Marxism is they believe that you have to crack a few heads, break a few eggs, basically, to start their revolution and take over. So they don't care who they hurt as long as their so-called utopia in the future, their Marxist or communist utopias on the horizon. Sort of like they preach to take over the institutions, the universities, and all that stuff. So that's basically what they do. They're taking over the system from within the system in a sense, and just telling people, hey, you're getting fucked over, you're getting screwed. If you were in a union, if you unionized steel workers, you'd be making double the money. But in the end, it just put most of America's steel workers out of business, auto workers, factory workers, whole Rust Belt, and that kind of stuff. Probably wouldn't have happened without the Jewish influence.
Speaking of Jews, here's Jack Talcott. What's up, Jack Talcott? Now, you were a union rep or something for USPS?
I was a local union president. Yeah.
So you were not management then at USPS?
Correct. I've been a guy of labor, working class my whole life. And then actually growing up, I was raised very conservative in a very conservative household, very capitalist ideals. And after serving the military, I still had that. Started at the post office with the mindset that unions had been destroying our nations. And then I opened my mind and I started learning a bit more. And the more I've learned about labor history and the true oppression that's happened here in this nation regarding the working class, it sparked the fire within me.
So call me fire.
Well, the point was,
subscribe to some commie type ideas, I would say.
Hey, the point was, I'm sorry, what?
I would say you, in my opinion, you do seem to subscribe to some communist type ideals. I know EBT mentioned this to you before. We would love to have you on sometime to talk about those ideals. But right now we can keep it on the union. What was your, like, you're not with it anymore, so what was your take after you went through it all and you're done now? Do you still believe in the union, or do you think?
I still have hope for the unions, okay? But like many good things that have been created, they've been corrupted, distorted. I see the problem with many unions is they run like a business, you know? It's all about costs and making sure there's revenue. And I remember as a local president, I had to worry about that shit. You know, I had to worry about the budget of maintaining all the logistics and the support of the people. So it's the business mindset. It's kept us in competition with each other. And the one thing I do appreciate about the unions is the idea of looking out for each other in the workplace. Some of the good things I know unions have done, I was very active in the safety programs at work. Anything involving safety, well, I felt that involves the employees and I represent the employees. So I got involved with everything safety that I could. And I found there's a lot of value, but the reality is, I mean, the American workers, if they speak up, say the wrong thing, they can be fired for no reason in many places. So freedom of speech doesn't exist for our citizens at work. That's something I think needs to be fixed.
I just want to jump in and ask a question.
Good.
I don't know what he's talking about with safety. Don't you guys just walk around and lick stamps? Like, it seems a little bit faggy, if you know what I'm saying, to say about the safety of the workers. I mean, what the hell?
I can, you know what? I can understand that. And before I got involved there, yeah, it's an industrial workplace. There's forklifts, heavy equipment, there's chemicals, there's cleaners, there's all sorts of electronics. And in my role for the people I represented the clerks inside the post office, the guys who sorted the packages and mail for the carriers, and the guys who were at the counter mailing the packages. Then also represented the mechanics who keep the vehicles going every day. And I represented from the folks who swept the floors to the folks who fixed the electronics. There's a real diversity of skills and crafts in that one big organization. But my experience, even outside of my own local, from talking to other union leaders, and other union representatives in different crafts and organizations, safety is a big part of that.
So basically, you're saying it's not faggy then.
I'm trying to offer that.
Yeah,
Yes.
they are.
All right. Okay.
I worked for a Hummer dealership once, and well, that was years ago because my brother's a mechanic, so he got me a job at Anderson of Hunt Valley, and they were Hummer. And one time I was a wash boy, so they wanted me to wash the fucking tops of these Hummers. They're brand new. And so one time I got on the ladder, and it was the first time my leg ever went dead. That was the first MS attack I ever had, and I think it might have had to do with the chemicals I was around. I don't know, but man, it scared the shit out of Jeff McKinney. Like, he probably was afraid the union would come around, even though I wasn't involved with union. I bet they would, somebody who gives a shit might spank his ass.
That sounds gay.
Yeah, Jeff McKinney was gay himself. Well, he seemed kind of gay.
I didn't understand.
Like, well, what I was saying earlier about the union is like I kind of see both sides. But what do you think, Jack? Since you dealt with it about that, it causes like slowdowns basically, and like how could that?
Yeah.
Like, if you're under contract with the corporation or whatever, and you're slowing it down, so now the corporation is going to make less money, and then ultimately your next contract, right, there should be less money that they could even pay you with.
That's the theory. That is the downside to I mean, it's kind of a gamble. Uniting the workers with the combined effort of gaining more power, more rights, more piece of the rewards. It is a gamble. You're working against the hand that feeds you. And that's what kind of sucks about it. Many union workers recognize that. I know they do. At least the ones I've spoken with. They know that it's a bitter fight, but if it doesn't happen, I mean, how long do the workers continue to sacrifice in the name of the success of an organization while the organization continues to reward those at the top and just take from those at the bottom? There's got to be a point where we come together and we change it. And that's what the unions are, the idea behind them, are supposed to do.
Right. Here's a comment from Jake. Says Detroit went union in the 50s and Detroit is dead now.
Yep. That is the selfishness of the system we live in. It's legal. It's not only legal, it's rewarded to have no loyalty to the workers who are here at the disposal, you know. Rather than give benefits, they'll outsource the work for other slave labor, where they don't have the oppression that they got away with before.
A lot of what happened to Detroit, though, was the Negroes. The Negroes burnt down thousands of buildings and rioted, like 10,000 or 12,000.
They're called blacks now.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm trying. I can't keep up with. They were called blacks, and then African Americans, and then something else.
Is this you? Is this your other account, Soul Trappers Union?
Porch Monkeys?
Glorious LLC.
Is Porch Monkeys okay? No, that's not me. That's
It's probably Pastor Daniel. He's coming for you.
That could be, or I think it's probably. I need some testosterone. Low TEBT. I think it's probably him. Need some testosterone, some tea.
We'll see if it's low TEBT.
I think it's him
or not.
Is it low TEBT?
It doesn't show me. It just shows. I see what you see. Just could be anyone, really. So, Jack, since you have the most experience, oh wait, they're talking. Go ahead.
It is glorious. The Union.
What's up, Total Boy?
That's
The
the
Negroes.
worst impression of me. That's the worst impression of me.
Goodness.
Is the way that you do it. Glorious, just glorious, glorious,
Glorious Negroes.
glorious. The Negroes,
The glorious
are-
Negroes
the
are
Negroes
stealing
are
my
not
jobs.
the Negroes are not glorious.
The
Negroes-
glorious
doing your jobs
Negroes.
Good lord.
The
No,
Negroes
you're
are
working
not
real. You're
glorious.
working real blue tonight, Sandy Machine. You got to bring it into the. You're in the yellow light territory. You got to bring it a little more into the green light, just a little bit. I like the
Well,
edginess.
I said Negroes. I didn't say niggers. I said Negroes.
Oh, he's going full blue. Jack Talcott, you have the most experience here with the unions. Hold on, be more Busker. I'm going to mute you again, but feel free to unmute
Jack
anytime
Tailcock.
because
What?
he has like a buzzing going on. What do you think would cause the unions to become more effective and like work the way they should work, which would ultimately, I think, lead to more profit for the corporation and get rid of the like sandbagging and all that?
Honestly, I think what is going to my ideas can be labeled as very Marxist, very whatever, but I think that is the solution. It's that workers need to demand equality in the workplace. It's
Sounds
time
gay.
for us to overcome the divisions.
What about okay? Well, the last job I had, then they had kind of like a socialist. It wasn't a union, but they had like a what do you call it? Like a contract or whatever. And it was like everyone got paid the same no matter what. So whether you're a guy doing like all kinds of crazy amount of work, 10 times the amount of work, or you're an old lady just sweeping the floor, you're getting paid the same thing. So
that's one of the things I don't like.
right, but you just said that workers should demand equality though too.
Equality is faggy commie shit. That's
Well,
all it is. That's all it is.
Here's what I'm talking about is from the executive to the worker. We've got all these people fulfilling these roles of middle level management and, you know, all these different levels, and all these are fucking protection for the owners. And so we've got all the employees actually arguing with each other, trying to get more out of each other, and it's a worldwide systematic problem that we've got. But I'm all about workers' rights, that there should be an equality in responsibility and reward for the job that the employees are doing.
I just have a question here. Does Jack happen to have a rainbow equality shirt?
I don't
already
think
got the coexist bumper
Just
sticker.
curious.
Glorious.
I have my Veterans for Peace bumper stickers. That's it. If you want to thank me,
were you in the military, Jack?
That
Yes.
sounds gay. That sounds
So you
gay
had
too.
your military service time counted for your post office career, then, right?
Yep. I thought I was doing the smart thing, dude. I went in the army.
Where did it go wrong for you then? It must be hard to get fired from the post office.
It was hard for those who I used to represent, but it was pretty easy for me to get fired. I still hope, while the timelines and the legal things are probably exhausted, I still intend to have some conversations with the individuals responsible for ending my career.
Is that a threat?
No, it's an assurance. It's like a guarantee. I do follow through with my words, and I've been telling them through messages and
So, okay, USPS higher ups, listen, this guy was ex-military. He was also at the Vegas shooting, and he says he's coming for you. You better take heed. We need to get to the bottom of Jack Talcott was at the Vegas shooting. He said he was far away. I said, where were you? On the 32nd floor?
I was far away. I was safely
That's
away.
pretty sus, man.
I just have another question.
Glorious.
When did they stop hiring straight white men at the post office?
Ooh.
When did they stop hiring straight white? I'm not sure.
I'm not saying you all are gay, but it seems like they
The
don't
post
hire
office I go
straight-
to every day, it's all blacks. But
It's
they're
all
all super nice.
Negroes.
They're super nice, so I'm not
Negroids?
complaining.
It's a very diverse employer. There's
When did they start calling them blacks?
I don't know.
I haven't heard that till just recently. What the hell?
Well,
Blacks.
Negroes is like 70s, dude.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't grow up in the city.
He's been soul trapped for so long. It's glorious.
I think Toilet Bowl Earth is gay. He has a crush on me. He's a fag.
many things are possible.
What do you say, Total Bowl Earth? Are you gay for Sandy Machine?
Who is Toilet Bowl Earth? I don't know who you're talking about. That's glorious.
The sodomy machine?
Toilet Bowl Earth is the guy with the gaping asshole.
Whoa.
Gaping assholes are glorious.
He likes the Negroes. He gets banged by the Negroes. TBE.
Whoa.
I'm just observing what happens when you post a link.
Yeah, it's like you can't control who
Niggardly.
comes
What was
in
that?
here.
Niggardly? Somebody said niggardly in the chat.
Oh,
Sandy Machine,
glory.
you're in the yellow
He's
light
smiling.
territory, bro.
No, I don't say that word. That's politically incorrect. I'm for PC and equality like Jack
Same.
and the rainbow.
So would there ever be a world where there could be like one type of union, so that was kind of like standardized, or ultimately then you're talking about the like government takeover of the industry, though, right?
Not
was
with
something like
Negroes.
that.
Can't be one.
No.
Actually,
Come on, man. America's segregated. Just face it. It's the truth. Self-segregated.
I agree with that. You're not even in America, though.
I know, but I observe it. I observe dorks.
It's true, though.
like
I mean,
Toilet
even
Bowl
at
Earth.
when you're at the school
It's
lunchroom,
segregated
it's
too in the
segregated
Great
by
White North.
tables in the
It
school
used to be the
lunchroom.
great. That's true. It used to be the Great White North. They do self-segregate in lunchrooms and schools. Integration was forced by the U.S. government with guns. I mean, they forced people to allow the Negroes into the schools because they were just getting schooled
That's
in these
true,
shacks.
and that's Martin Luther King is actually a big part of that. That's not even his real name.
he was
Martin Luther
he
King.
was a commie too, and a
Yeah,
plagiarist.
he was a card-carrying commie.
Yeah, definitely, and a Negro.
That's true.
Glorious Negro.
And a
Glorious.
Freemason. He does the Freemasonic sign of silence from within his jail cell, and the photographer was within the cell with him. So figure it out, But anyway, I do think TBE is a crush on me. Just admit to it, dude. You do. You're all over my nuts for months. You're a fag.
Are you all over his nuts, TV?
It is glorious, I tell you.
I'm
Glorious.
kicking both of you out right now. I want to talk to Jack about this. Hold on a second. Jack's the union rep here, man. I want to hear more about the union.
You asked about what could be is what I heard. When I started looking more into labor history, I learned of the IWW. Have you heard of them? The
No, I don't know what that is.
International Workers of the World. I tried to pull up their website. I just pulled up their website. It kind of sucks at a glance. I haven't looked at it before, but the IWW is the International Workers of the World. They were also known as the Wobblies. And they started really coming forth in the early 1900s, as I understand, here in America. They looked past the segregation, past the color, past the gender. They believed that all workers deserved equality in the way their labor was exchanged. And they stood against the wage slavery system. I'd never heard it put that way until I discovered them. This system of economics where you work for $1, it's wage slavery. Especially when the workers don't have a say. When workers try to organize and say, hey, we think things could be done better here, and we think it could be done this way. No, you're fired. Get out of here.
And then, as like a devil's advocate to that, let me just, like, if it's my company and I own it, why would I want these workers coming in and telling me how to run my job, who want to run my business?
Well, because it would be in your best benefit. Because this is where...
In some cases, but I mean, in a lot of cases, these people are, just looking for an easier job or some easy way out or something.
Brother, this is part of the problem I see in this world. We got a lot of employees. They go to work and they feel self-entitled. They put in a half-assed job and expect a full paycheck. And then we've got these employers that are creating positions out of regulation or just for some unnecessary cost that, the employer doesn't give a crap about the job they create, so they hire someone who really doesn't give a crap about the job. It's a twofold. It's the problems we're facing. It really just comes down to miseducation. Because if a business owner looked at his employees as the asset that they are, there should be any employee for a company is investing their time and energy. The employer should be able to invest more than just the thoughts of a paycheck. Unions are not for the workers.
So what do you think of that comment there? Unions are not for the workers. Big myth. Unions are for unions, the people at the top.
This is what I mean, where they get run like a business. Once a union is formed, it becomes its own entity. And then the people start serving the entity and they lose sight of what their purpose is, which is the members.
So within the union, you get the same thing as within the corporation, then all kinds of like levels of middle managers and stuff.
It happens. Yes. That was my criticism of my union, all this bureaucracy. And I saw a lot of wasted finances because, the business mindset, it distracts us from what our true purpose is. If the business exists, it should be for a value, right? It should be
down under.
No bets tonight, man. Hold on. Go ahead, Jack. Sorry.
I forgot where I was going. That's all right.
Unions run more like a business, and the people members aren't being served.
Just like businesses, a business really, if it exists, it should be in service of the customers. It should be providing a value or a product or something that's of value to others. Most of our businesses, I won't say most, but many of our businesses exist for profit, just for the self-preservation of the individual, to profit in their own way. The businesses lose sight of why they exist, and what the business. I think most businesses, true businesses, are built out of the idea of service. The unions, while they were designed and built for the idea of service to the workers, it depends on who's filling the roles too. Depends on which individuals are in the seats and in the positions. Sometimes the unions lose sight of what's important, which is twofold, actually is manyfold. From my eyes as a union president, I looked at my role as serving the co-workers, the employees, serving the organization, because I certainly wanted to see the organization succeed so that I could continue my job security.
The organization,
also,
you mean the USPS or the union?
USPS.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, serving that organization, the employer, and most importantly, caring for the customers who we were employed to serve. And that's the way I looked at it too. If we could have a safer environment and a more healthy environment for the employees who exist in the community, who serve the community, well, we're going to provide a better service to the community, with the community, because that's what we are, all of us. We are the communities. We just lose sight of each other. I got off from the union there, didn't I?
Yeah, but I mean, it all goes together. It all ties together, ultimately. So I think kind of what you're saying is that if you think if the business continued to serve the customer, that the money would eventually come in no matter what, and then they lose the focus and just focus more on just the bottom line profit. When that a lot of that's driven by the stakeholders and everything. It's like everything's owned by the shareholders, so you have to reward the shareholder. It becomes the number one motive of the business, basically. It's just all about that quarterly report and everything.
That's my biggest criticism about capitalism, is that's what it's grown into. It's service to the shareholders, who are the owning class, who really, what are they doing for the world? They're owning shit, right? It's the workers. The workers have literally built this society, the working class. Why are the rewards?
Become shareholders a lot of times too, though, in a lot of cases.
Well, yeah, that's part of this manipulation. That's what I realized. The New York Stock Exchange, these publicly traded organizations, which are legally driven to provide profits to the shareholders, most of those organizations do not have equality, protection for their workers. Most of them oppress the rights of their workers here in America. So all of us investing our retirement in these publicly traded companies on the stock exchange, we are investing in slave owners, people denying workers' rights.
It's a voluntary thing though too, to just say it's. I do get the idea of the wage slavery and everything too, but these people could leave at any time if they felt like they're being mistreated or in a dangerous work environment or anything like that.
That's not true, because as a family man, I think you can appreciate, actually, I don't know. As a family man, I know having medical benefits, having security, especially while I had a family, dude, made me actually think twice about, do I want to get involved with standing up for others? Do I want to put a fucking target on my back at work when I've got a family to really be, that's who I care for.
Yeah, I see that side of it too. I see what you're saying. That's what I'm saying. I hate to be such a fence setter on this, but I can kind of see like all the different sides of it.
Can you picture this? Can you picture not just the business, but the entire society kind of shifting, rather than this boss and employee, this government and, governed, rather than these separations by the illusions of authority. We just see each other beyond the wealth, beyond the title, see each other as men and women of today, which is who we really are. And if we overcome these illusions of wealth and authority, I think we can talk some sense into these people who are paid in Congress. Well, I don't think they should be spending more of our tax dollars funding more oppression and genocide, more murders of other people in wars. Oh, sorry, back to the unions. The workers are the answer, man.
I think it's unrealistic to think that you can just have these people be everyone's on like an equal playing field, because some people are just better than other people at certain tasks or jobs, whatever. And I think there needs to be like a hierarchy and it all has to do with like strong leadership. I think if you had really strong leadership in almost all companies and just cut out the entire middlemen, basically, and so there's not as many different visions competing at one time, just a thin, strong management at top, no middle management, and then strong workers, like you could get a lot done.
Well, yes. If the workers were leading themselves and they were treated with some authority, some responsibility, some freedom to get the job done how they see, I've not, you know what, I'm speaking from thoughts. This is not from experience, but if I had the resources to have a business, I know how it would be run. What you're talking about, leadership. Leaders serve. We've got this boss mindset, which brings in the slave mindset, and then we're constantly at war with each other. But if the leadership serves the employees with the resources, the education, the support they need to do the job to perform, and if the employees have the customers, the service in mind, the whole thing starts to flow like it's supposed to. We could do that throughout the entire structures of how we do everything. Government, commerce, everything could be transformed, I believe.
I just think that, just from my experience when I was at the corporation, there was two specific like managers that stood out to me, and they're both women, and they were friends with each other, and they both were like super hard workers, and they were leaders of like, they wouldn't ask you to do anything they wouldn't do. So then like everyone there, we would all like run through a wall for these people. And there's probably someone in the chat like, oh, it's a woman or something. Like, that's just how it was. I had a few good guy managers, but the two best managers I had were women. But it had nothing to do with they were women. I'm just stating that. But it was like they were just, that's the key, I think, is if you're that good of a leader and you don't ask them to do something you wouldn't do, then everyone else will just get on board. And like you said earlier too, like they would allow you to kind of do the job how you wanted to do it, and they would just come up to you later when you're done and say, okay, well, I didn't like what you did here, so tomorrow do this instead. But then, then you kind of knew, and there was an expectation set early in the day, get this done, get X, Y, and Z done and everything. And there was just never any questions. And then there was always follow up too. Like a lot of people would threaten to follow up with things, and they never did. These specific managers would always follow up 100% of the time, every time with something they said they were going to follow up with. So it's more of like I don't think you can even I guess you could train people to do it, but the human nature is to just become so lazy and try to like cut corners, and you know what I mean? Like eventually most human beings they don't have the discipline and dedication to check every box every time, every day, 100% of the time.
That's very true. It's interesting with the leadership you pointed out and admired. It's interesting how we notice those things. and remember them. Hey, Rusty.
Hey, Talga. So you're a commie, right?
Not completely, but okay.
So are you? But you think that the worker cannot become the owner, just inherently, right?
I didn't say that.
So
I didn't hear what you just said. What did you say?
Can you hear me?
Kind of cut out for me.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It just cut out for like a second.
Okay. All right, I'm turning up my volume. I don't know. This is about all I can do. I think the internet's good.
No, it sounded good. It just for me it cut out at that one like end of that sentence.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but Talca, you stated earlier that you don't think that the worker can become the owner, or you think there's some kind of barrier that would prohibit them from becoming the owner, right?
I don't think I said that. I mean, anyone can be an owner, anyone can be a worker. It just depends on opportunities and intentions.
But you think that the owners are by default in a higher class above the worker. It's a better position to be in, right? I would kind of say that. Do you think that?
Under the current system and structure,
capitalism,
to be on the top and be the boss, yeah, it's probably more comfortable.
Yeah,
I'd assume.
Probably, because you probably have more luxuries. Yeah. So, but you would not deny then that you can move from a worker to an owner by working and then making good decisions, right?
Okay. Yeah. I didn't present any case again.
That's because you don't make very many strong statements, but you were going in that direction before. So, would you? Let me ask you this. Restate your problems with capitalism. What is your problem with capitalism? Go.
It rewards selfishness. And through the reward of selfishness, it has created logistically through the systems, it's created insanity in human by developing a moral duality within the economic processes. There's a moral duality. Do I serve the shareholders and profits and greed, or do I serve what is righteous and honest and true? Well, by law, I've got to make this excuse, and I've got to be selfish and corrupt, to extort more from the labor or exploit more resources. The reason I'm critical of capitalism is I can explain the causational relationship and the evidence that proves capitalism is responsible for much of the insanity and suffering that's throughout the world.
And what alternative method would you prefer? Are you for communism and Marxism? You did say that earlier.
What I admitted to is many of the things I say has some similarities and it can be labeled as Marxist, but honestly, where I'm proposing no absolute solution. What I'm suggesting is there's many alternatives, some of which I am a fan of: resource-based economy, a very logical and reasonable solution that could be implemented. The one thing that's if we can simply agree that secrets are not healthy, our governments and our corporations are keeping secrets. Because of that, lies in the media, in censorship, it's profitable. And that results in the oppression of workers here in this nation as we fund the wars and the militarization, the surveillance state. We're growing into a police state.
So you don't have a particular method or style that you espouse. You're kind of Marxist, but not really. And you kind of don't like secrets and surveillance.
How about
this sounds waffly to me.
Well, the way you describe,
you're saying a lot of shit that's hard to disagree with, but it's not. It's also not specific.
Well, it's very simple. The solutions for the world will will all emerge, and we'll all gain clarity together when we can find a way. We can find a way to end wars, demand the end of wars, that, hey, stop fighting, the fighting can end, and then we can agree no more secrets, no more lies. And then resource-based is an opportunity for each nation to kind of grow in its own based upon the natural resources, the developed talents of the people.
Explain this again, because you mentioned, okay, so you're talking about it right now, but I just want a little more clarity. So you say resource-based economy. What is that, and how is it different from capitalism? What exactly do you mean by that? I know you're talking about it right now, but what does that mean exactly?
It would mean in theory and concept that the goods produced by any community, and the community would determine the businesses rather than the corporations coming in and determining what a community is going to suffer. The communities decide what they want to grow. What is produced for the greater good, for service, and we find ways to make sure every human being has the basics.
Okay, very utopian. Again, yeah. It's hard to argue with. How do you stop people from just using muscle and guns and force to take these communities and take the resources, as has happened from the beginning of time? How do you stop that?
Well, I have faith that we've grown to a point of today where we have connected through technology, communication. We have global trade and communication networks. We've overcome the paradigms of time and space. We should be beyond the fear of different colored skin by now. And I think if we start looking out for each other.
So there's no, Jack, with all due respect, this is not a solution. There's no enforcement branch. There has to be an enforcement branch of some kind, which unfortunately has to use force. You're talking about... Who said what?
Who said there's not?
Well, I'm asking you then, who enforces it? That's my question. You're not explaining that.
Well, okay. You just started on this. Hold on, please.
Did I start or did you start?
You're doing a very good job of trying to draw out.
You make a statement, yeah. I'm trying to get you to commit to something.
I appreciate that, but if you just listen, you try to understand.
No, you're waffling, Jack, and now I'm starting to get to you because you know you don't have an answer.
I'm so actually not. Okay, continue your interrogation.
Hold on. Jack, don't you think that all these problems that we're seeing, it has nothing to do with like capitalism or any whatever system? It's the fallen nature of humanity and like
it's a spiritual
the morality of the human being.
Yep. Spiritual warfare conducted through the minds.
Yes, I don't think there's any solution in the world doing worldly deeds and stuff like that. It's got to be.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, Jack. With all due respect, man, we can't all just sit around and do peyote and smoke weed and say, "Man, everybody should just be nice to each other." Wouldn't that be cool? It can't be done, Jack. So
yeah, right. Your false narrative is irrelevant.
That's what it sounds like.
Right, that's what it sounds like. Well, I'm sorry you perceive that.
And what false narrative? Why we got the chain link? What's the symbolism of that? Anyway, cage. So I'm just saying, man. There's no. You got no answer here,
Rusty.
Yeah.
Stop looping with that. Keep telling yourself.
Go ahead. Explain it. Explain it then.
Well, hold on. Just calm down, man. You keep looping on this thing that I'm not offering clarity. And then you want to say that I'm evading, but I'm...
The floor is yours, Jack.
Okay, maybe it is difficult to conceptualize, but let's bring it back into the reality. The greater picture is there is a spiritual war being conducted through us.
I agree.
Okay. The spiritual battle is conducted in the mind. See, in the mind is where we can choose to spend our time in faith or in fear. We can spend it in love, or we can spend it in hate and anger, conflict. Even.
I don't really disagree, sir. I don't really disagree. So how does this fix our problems?
So what I've done for myself is I've gone within, faced the shadows, tried to bring forth the wholeness of me. And I present to you a man of peace. I'm a man of faith who believes that with God, with love and truth, together, all things can happen. That I believe that's what the Bible was talking about. I think many of the religions were teaching us the power within, which, guess what?
So on a wing and a prayer and a hope, I won't say peyote and weed this time. So on a wing and a prayer and a hope, and we all just want to choose peace, it can be done. Is that not what the hippie movement was, which was a government operation? Is that not all the same thing? Is this not all just borderline communist, but the soft hippie version of communism? Is this not just hippie screed?
It could be labeled as that. Okay, and I won't deny that perception. And it could even bring in the New Age, too, because there's some of that I disagree with as well. I'm not one of those hippy-dippy, just meditate and think about it. I'm the type that when I prayed to God, what could I do? I mean, if I could do something here on earth, what could I do? What might you want, or what might you allow me to do? And I thought, well, what cured my problems within me, what helped me to overcome my fears, was the truth. Okay, and so when I stopped allowing myself to have excuses and I stopped finding blame, well, then I started focusing on the truth. And when I received the truth within myself, I felt stronger, more empowered, more loving. And so then I realized the micro is the macro. This world can be stronger.
Yeah. As above, so below, salve coagula. Yeah, I know all the basic jibber jabber as well. I still don't hear a single solution for how we eliminate capitalism and we keep the people from guns. We keep the people with guns and muscle from taking the resources. How do we do that? That's what I want to know.
Well, I'm not sure which group you've envisioned with guns in this hypothetical.
Oh, there's a lot.
But
there's a lot of them.
A lot of guns. There is a lot of guns. But here, the point, I was long-winded. Thank you for your patience, Rusty. The solution I found for myself, I think will work for the world, is we stop lying to each other.
Okay, well, Jack, nobody's going to stop lying to each other. Like, this is not a solution. You can't just say, okay, let's stop lying. Let's stop fighting. Hey, let's stop lying. Let's stop fighting. Let's all jack each other off. It's over. We got it. Yeah.
I can stop fighting. Can you stop fighting?
Fighting? What do you mean fighting?
Well,
can you stop animals from fighting? Can you stop tigers?
Temporarily, but what I'm not talking about animals in cages. I'm talking about these asshats in Congress who are pretending to be Republicans and Democrats, fighting amongst each other as Democrats and Republicans. Meanwhile, raping and pillaging all of us. Okay?
Are you up on the JQ, Jack Talcott? Are you familiar with the JQ?
I don't know JQ. I'm
sorry.
I figured. It's like a magazine.
Okay. No, I was just.
Don't you think that though? Like you get rid of Congress and you just install other people. They're just other corrupt people, and then just different corrupt things will happen when there's other corrupt leaders in place.
If we don't confront it, we just pretend like the voting system is going to work. Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
I'm saying, but even if you replaced it with some whatever you think you're going to replace it with, it's human being leaders that are broken human beings and fallen human beings. And
how about we increase our standards? Okay, we increase the standards for ourselves and each other.
Jack, I promise my standards are higher than yours. This isn't fixing the world situation. That doesn't mean anything. I'm with Jim Bob. That's the thing.
How do you implement that on a worldwide scale to get people to, like, standards have been slipping across the boards for what? Since
I was trying to finish the thought.
You're always trying to finish a thought, buddy.
Go ahead.
I'm sitting here a little dumbfounded. What arrogance gives you the smugness to think I deserve your mockery and disrespect, Rusty?
It's you. It's just how you is, dog. It's how you be like.
So how you perceive me gives you, all right, whatever, play your game. So here, what I was trying to offer in raising the standards of morality, and what are we accepting for quote unquote leadership? Yeah, I know many people want to pretend the people in government, well, they don't represent me. I didn't vote for them. Well, guess what? They're making decisions on your behalf. They're in positions.
Are you suggesting we revolt? Are you suggesting an armed insurrection, Jack? What's your solution? What's your solution?
I'm suggesting peaceful confrontation, dialogue to correct to place these opinions, these employees of Congress, to place them on notice of our expectations. Hey, it's been a little while, brothers and sisters of Congress. We've been working hard, doing our own lives. We haven't been paying attention to this crap you've been pulling. But guess what? Our eyes are open. So now we're going to expect some changes. And, there's a lot of ways to explain our expectations, what the fundamental rights should be as far as freedom, liberty, and the right to pursue happiness.
How do you hold their feet to the fire, though, with those expectations while remaining peaceful?
I don't know. First, we'll start off a little clumsily, I'm sure, but eventually we'll get our stride and we'll figure out how to do it together. The main thing is we got to first believe that we can. Otherwise, we're just going to talk about reasons why we shouldn't.
Okay, bro.
It's the simple truth.
No, you're living in La La Land, bro. This is not real. None of this is real solutions. It's insane. It's crazy.
Wake the fuck up.
It sounds good if you got 85 IQ. No, it's not, Jack. It's not.
It's not?
No.
Okay.
It's not.
All right. Okay. Tell you what, when you think of something better, I'm willing to listen.
Yeah, follow God.
That's what I'm suggesting.
Work in your own community.
Hey, dummy, that's what I'm suggesting.
You're not gonna fix this government. You're not gonna fix the government. I agree with you that the wars need to end. We, especially us supporting stupid Middle Eastern wars. Let those motherfuckers kill each other. I don't give a fuck. So we need to stop going to war. We need to stop sending people to war. We need to stop supporting war. I'm with you on that. I would say that. But yeah, as far as what you can do in your real life, follow God, support your own community and the people close to you. That's really about it. Everything else is more or less outside your scope. There's bigger forces at play that will prohibit you from doing anything. But you're not even talking on this level. You're like, hey, man, we all just need to chill out and look to peace, dude, and talk to Congress,
what you may hear, but that is not what is being offered.
No, and it's what you're saying. It's what you always say.
Way of misrepresenting me, it reveals you.
Okay,
so go ahead, keep your mockery. I don't care, Rusty. You know what? I like you. I do like you.
Cool.
I don't understand what your agenda or intention is with me, but praise God.
Well, I think you're a nincompoop, Jack. That's what I think. I think you're a hippie adjacent nincompoop, and that's all I really got. That's it. It's just hey, man, why can't we all just be cool, dude? That's all I hear from you. That's it.
Well, you're a fool. You're projecting an nincompoop and accurately reflecting yourself.
No, it's not you, it's me. Come on.
Hey.
That's usually my line. Hey. I usually tell people they're projecting. Come on, dog.
Well,
let's go, dude.
Hey, here's something I learned.
Yeah, what's that?
God in my path, I trigger egos. So take my words. You can.
Do you not think you have an ego, Jack?
I certainly have worked to understand my ego.
You would not describe yourself as a narcissist?
No, I would not.
Okay. I'm not going to take any low blows here because, I heard some.
Well, tell you what, Rusty. Hey, Rusty, if you want to try and enable that false narrative of a narcissist, well, let's discuss it, because there are narcissistic tendencies within each person. Our psychiatric and our psychology, the language, it's been it's lacked some clarity. So there's a lot of misunderstandings.
Okay,
What I call an ego is the narcissistic-ish, selfish, self-centered tendencies. If you think I'm selfish,
so I'm not invested in any of this online stuff. I think it would be hard to make the case that I have an ego on here.
You just want to slander and move on.
Well, no, I'm more like trying to call you out as a fucking charlatan and a goofy hippie with a low IQ. So to you, it's clearly very important to maintain a channel and talk to people every single day for as many hours as possible and go on this sort of pastor adjacent style, just sort of, hey, blah, blah, blah. It's almost, you try to get on this sort of hypnotic wavelength. You do it every day, Jack, right? You do it at least 6 days a week, right? Don't you do this 5 or 6 days a week?
7 days, pretty consistent.
So thank you. So that helps prove my point. So you're very big into this thing online. You act as though you're affecting real change. Do you believe that you're affecting change? You don't believe that. Okay, so why made that claim. Okay. So why are you doing it? Is it for your ego, Jack?
No, actually, thank you for asking. It is for the hope of sharing some encouragement, sharing some inspiration. What I talk about each day is not just ending wars and secrets. I actually talk about, I encourage people to try and grow in their own personal relationship with God. I recommend.
Do you?
Yes, I share often the time in meditation, time in prayer, time in contemplation. Those things are very important for the purposes of gaining the wisdom and gaining the guidance to take action in the world. Now, my prayers have led me to not a lot of, I don't get a lot of answers, but the guidance in my heart has led me towards what I've been doing. I go on each day to try and offer some inspiration and encouragement because there have been people who have relayed that they've received inspiration from my efforts. So am I making a difference? I hope so. Am I making that claim? No, I'm not. So stop with the false narratives,
Hold on. And then, I have to do this. So you keep saying you're a man of faith, that you pray to God. What is your conception of God? Do you believe in Jesus?
Amen.
That wasn't an answer. Do you believe in Jesus?
I've said, I've explained this of me many times. I feel I found my way to the way taught by Jesus. So yes, Jesus is who led me to my understandings and my greater relationship with God. It is through his teachings, his path, his example, his guidance. I imagined his guidance with me. I felt love and strength. I felt the spirit of the comforter that was left behind through him. So you're Yes, I believe in Jesus. I believe in the Christed Spirit.
All bullshit, dude. Nobody says the Christed Spirit. That is so fucking corny. So do you think Jesus was a real man or not? Did he live? Was he a real human?
As Jesus was, I am, and I assume you to be. We are as he was.
That sounds like the writing in the third Matrix, which was terrible. That sounds like you're trying to be fake, mysterious, but it sounds like you're trying to say he's a human like we are, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Are we real? If we're real, he was real. If he was real, we are real.
Okay.
We are part of the same story of creation, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh my God. Okay, can't answer any questions straightforward. Okay,
I answer all questions. You just you have an opinion. Your opinion prevents you from accepting or enjoying.
Lobotomy, mumblecore gibberish. Amen, Narniac. All right, bro. Well, I mean, that's kind of all I had to say.
All right. God bless. I appreciate your efforts.
What efforts, dude?
I don't know. You were attempting to do something. You wanted to make sure it was publicly known you think I'm a nincompoop. So I appreciate your offering that publicly. So Rusty, what happens when the veils are, when you see the facts a little bit differently, and you recognize that you came on here to insult a man you didn't deserve your insult? When you make that connection,
I don't regret anything I said. I don't know what you're talking about.
We'll cross that bridge if it ever happens.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't regret anything I said. I'm also not exactly signing off. I was hoping we could get more people up here to bullshit with. I'm not leaving. I'm just saying I don't regret anything I said. And if you consider nincompoop a bad insult, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jack.
I don't. I really don't.
Yeah,
I'm having a little fun back at you, Rusty.
That's why I said nincompoop. I could have used a lot of other words.
You could have.
But, yeah.
You could have, and many others have. I think it's hilarious, some of the foolish things people have chosen to believe and say about me, but praise God.
Yeah. Can we get a fourth? Can we get somebody else in here, please? Somebody backstage, Drew?
No, not sorry. I was talking to my wife.
Shit.
Are you good? If it would help the flow, I can step out, head on with my evening. I offered my input on the
you, Jack. I did think you said some of the things that Rusty said that were his ultimate solutions too, but I think he's more focused on the God, and then I feel like Jack kind of has the cause and effect almost flipped, and I think that to me the cause of all the problems is the people, the brokenness of the people.
Well, yeah, there's no.
If you could take out these politicians and install any other type of system, whether it's capitalism, whatever, any other type of system, it's going to be the same. I mean, maybe not the exact same problems, but there'll be problems caused by the brokenness of the people.
Yeah, because to be fair, what we're finding is that capitalism and communism in practice become almost the same thing over time. And in fact, they use elements of each other. Neither one of them is really a perfect system. I'm not, like, even though I've done well under capitalism, obviously it has some flaws. But Jack Talcott does not have these solutions. Yeah, Arian's right. There's nobody left to bully.
So you keep saying. So what if, as I've been saying, the possibility, the beasts that were prophesized to rise, right, from the land and the sea, from the land of Europe and here in America, what if those beasts are simply the systems, the beast systems, the corporate and government systems that have been imagining and funding wars and oppressing the rights of workers within the nation? What if it's the beast systems and not the people? What if our enemies are not flesh and blood, but the principalities and the rulers? What?
Right? Never considered that, Jack. Never considered that.
Become best friends.
You just opened my eyes, Jack. I never thought of that in my life, Jack. Of course, that's what I believe, Jack.
All these systems though, are run by people.
Of course, that's what I believe, Jack.
The systems, people's obedience to systems has allowed their minds, their spirits to become corrupted. And there's a lot of corrupted people who have power and influence today.
No shit, Jack. I don't disagree with anything you're saying. These are not solutions. I agree with what you're saying right now. You're just saying this is the state of the world right now, and I don't disagree, Jack.
So, okay, then why is the only difference then is I'm saying let's confront them. Confront the people serving the beast systems. Now, it doesn't have to be an armed militia.
Show us.
How?
Show us how to do it, Jack.
Jack is going to suck Antichrist dick.
I agree with you, Tom.
The Antichrist is going to offer Jack everything he's looking for, and that's how lots of Christians are going to go to hell.
What, you think? Do you think the Antichrist is going to serve Jack up what he wants? You think so?
I think people will have a hard time discerning if the Antichrist isn't the return of Jesus himself. Wouldn't that be the whole point?
Yes, that would be the point.
I mean, if Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light, and Lucifer is the morning star, do you know which is which?
Right. No, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong at all. That is the point of the Antichrist, is to appear like Jesus. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's going to come on like, hey, man, I think this guy's Jesus, and then it's going to flip on him. And then the last of the saints will be hunted, and he'll wage war on them and prevail. But I get what you're saying, Jack.
I'm so pissed that I agree with Illumitami right now, man. Fuck.
Hey, I'm not liking it either. I hate all of it.
Yeah.
But, the thing I tell you, Jack, is you never reference your Bible, and that's why you ask these questions. And I hate to sound like toilet bowl birth, but read your Bible, Jack. Like, that's going to be a guy that survives a head wound or is resurrected from a head wound and calls fire from the sky, and people will be like, that's my dude. But you're too busy culting back up to your daddy.
One of those nights.
One of what nights? You're barely pulling 100 tonight because you're talking about you.
One of those.
You got unions on the titles and shit.
Tommy.
Man, I got hoax wars hiding from me. Do you think I fear any panel on this panel verse? He accidentally brought me up last night and realized it was me, and then put me backstage. Had a kid saying, "What's Illumitami saying backstage?" Oh, I don't know. But they don't bring me up to find out, do they? See, guys, he's the one that needs to be scared. Some of you guys are just assholes. It's like, whatever, you cut me off in traffic. That dude tried to say he was my brother in Christ, and then he flipped on me. That's the type of guy I go hard on. Hoax Wars.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I still don't know who Hoax Wars is. I know they were somehow.
I don't know.
Graco, but I don't know who they are.
It's like if somebody did something to your kid, you'd F them up. But if the daycare did something to your kid, oh no, somebody's got to go. You get what I'm saying there?
Not at all.
No.
Oh, of course not.
What?
You're kind of a dumbass, Drew. I wish you would model your channel around being a fucking dumbass, and then it would flourish again.
Goodness.
Yeah, didn't
like if
understand
Rusty would model a
what you're
channel
talking
around
about.
like closeted homosexuals, he would also blow up these YouTube streams.
I was waiting for it. That's all. It's every time, bro.
Always
every
comes
time.
with the gay shit.
Well,
Every
it's
time.
a consistent. Like, I'm not looping. I'm just standing on the truth.
There's no gay shit here.
Tom.
Paul's panel, plenty of gay shit. Ben's panel, plenty of gay shit.
You don't think you're doing gay shit here? Because I'm gonna make it look that way.
I mean, if you're gonna do gay shit, I can't. What am I gonna get my finger on the
No,
trigger? again?
you are gonna do gay shit. You make so many wrestler faces. All I got to do is slap it on gay porn and make that gay porn capable of being shown on YouTube.
That makes me gay. That makes me gay. You watch gay porn and put
exactly.
it on gay porn.
Well, I add in the vocals of you broing it up with your boys, and bros never realize how much gay shit they say until you play it back for them.
But you're always thinking about it, and that's straight.
I'm celibate.
Okay.
I'm actually on this path that a lot of people
go back to where
and
you were talking about
the
the Bible,
two people
where the
I
gay
get
porn
along best
part.
with. The ironic thing about these streets is the two people I have the least trouble out of is the professed Muslim and the Satan worshiper, and we can just sit and talk about anything.
I guess. Yeah.
You mean the vaxxed gay Satanist? That's your boy.
Which one is that?
Oh, you're talking about that dude with the fucking 1,000-yard stare and the little stupid Baphomet statue behind him? The straight up autist? Like, compared to him, Provo Kid's pretending to be autist. That guy's really autistic.
Not sure who
Isn't it Gen X Jeff? Gen X Jeff. Is that not who you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about Axis Rat Blood.
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, I've never heard of that person.
I'd like to keep it that way.
Okay.
Why is that?
Because I like you having me blocked and not showing up where I show up. I'm trying to get more people to trend on that.
Like no, you're not, Tom.
So, any questions you remember from your sanity machine sessions that I tried to answer when you wouldn't bring me up here?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Tom, Bucket Food hates me, but she's going in on you right now.
I don't know who Bucket Food is, and the fact
It used to be
the
Neon
fact
Head or
you
whatever the
said
fuck.
she just deems her irrelevant.
I'm just saying it's funny. She usually comes for me almost exclusively, so it's just funny.
I doubt
she's coming
any
for
girl comes for you, Rusty.
you. Good one.
Lightly funny. He's got the Pidgeotto hair. I bet he does pretty good with the women.
Pidgeotto hair is the key, bro.
Yeah. If I had hair, I'd have Pidgeotto hair.
You guys are
Lumitami, go back to the part where you said Jack needs to read the Bible.
Well, I'm saying, he technically doesn't have to. He could either stop associating himself with Christ and the Christianity walk, and then say all his New Age metaphysical bullshit all he wants, or he could go with the Christian thing and not the New Age metaphysical bullshit.
You have a lot of confusion within you, Tom.
Not at all. I keep
much confusion you have. This guy's like Yoda.
Well, and he's also taking
Yoda was
around
wise.
of like, it's nice to sit on
Like
YouTube and
Yoda.
feel. It's nice to sit on YouTube and feel like you're right because a bunch of chatter people are backing you up, and I like being here to stand alone and stand on my shit no matter what anybody says. It's like, let me answer a question you asked a long time ago, Drew. I said, one day I'll have a government beheading party and I'll be like the belle of the ball. And you're like, who says that? And the answer to that is a fucking Christian.
Yeah, I don't remember you saying anything like that. Maybe I just tune you out too much.
No, you're being all valley about it. He's like, he said he's gonna get his head cut off. I mean, who says that? Who says that? Like a person who the Antichrist wages war against.
Yeah, I don't think that you're thinking of me. You're probably thinking of someone else, but I'll just play the part tonight. That's fine.
Well, you're the guy that always has his hands up Bub's ass, right?
Has what?
Yeah, that's you. It was you.
Okay. You also say I have
I'm a little sidetracked. I'm spray painting me and Sherelle's names.
You make a claim out of thin air that I have an adopted fucking child. And you say it like it's a fact or something.
No, that you gave a child up for adoption.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, you told Jack you did that.
No, I never told anyone I did that.
Well, you had your hand up a puppet's ass. And then you thought you'd always keep us from I knew the first time I saw it that was you. You can't make a funny voice and me not go, that's true. Drew, it's okay, it happens. At least you didn't verily the baby. I'm just saying, why go around verily whenever you can't keep and feed all yours?
Yeah, I've never given the kid up for adoption, ever.
So you were just lying to Jack to support him.
I've never gave a kid up for
adoption. Pull that shit up. If that's real, pull it up. That's juicy. I heard you say this before, man.
Yeah, he just said
it. Jack, was it on your panel?
I bet there's people out there that believe it. They're like, oh, Tommy said it. It's got to be true.
What the fuck?
Maybe it might have been when I was talking about Jack talking to Jack about his son. And you popped in with Bubs, and you said, in a heartfelt, like, in solidarity, you're like, I gave a kid up for adoption. And I already know you can't fuck a girl without impregnating her, so I believe it.
What in the hell?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I didn't give a kid up. Never had a kid given up for adoption.
But are you Bubs?
No, I'm not Bubs. I think.
Oh, yes, you are.
I had an idea
you are
of who
Bubs.
it was. No, I think someone's doing the voice to try to sound like me and be Bubs.
Oh, so they're doing the voice and they have the puppet.
Yeah, they're trying to sound like
Drew,
me.
how come ever since I've accused you of being Bubs doesn't show up anymore?
I don't know. I can't answer that.
Drew, I would have made military police detective. Don't fuck with me right now. Everybody wants to call me a meth. Everybody wants to call me a meth head.
Son.
No, shut up. You're an agent. Everybody's calling you an agent as it is, Mr.
I was in the military.
Hey, it's not
I could have
about
been
you.
a this or that. I was
You made him
in
run.
the military.
You made me turn my head for 1 second. He ran off.
I'm about to run. I'm about to run, dog. Come on.
I wouldn't show up if I were you, Rusty.
Why is that? Why is
You're
that?
a douchebag.
Oh shit! You got me, Tom. You got me. Fuck.
So Drew, if you're Bubs and Bubs told a story about giving a kid up for adoption, then where is the inconsistency? Where I know I'm wrong somewhere. If you're not lying, I know I'm wrong somewhere.
I'm out, man. If it gets more interesting, I'll come back. Love you guys.
Peace, Rusty.
Who's Luma Kenny? Someone is in the back named Luma Kenny. Kenny G. That looks just like
Oh
you.
my goodness.
CBE.
Is it EBT?
It's Toilet Bowl Earth, and I'm not going to pay him no mind. He's a bitch.
Shut your mouth, Tommy. Shut your stupid mouth. You're a diarrhea mouth individual. You need to find something else to do with your time, okay? You're an insane, deranged individual. You're an insane, deranged individual.
Kenny G? Yeah, I heard you the first
Blow
time.
up my picture. Blow up my picture, please. Blow it up. We know the jig is up. We know you're Kenny G. We know you're Kenny G. Look at that. You can't tell a difference. Look at that.
So you've used a little bit of AI.
Tommy, did you really abort a child?
No, never have.
I don't know.
Every time I've remotely listen, what hoes like to do is threaten that you knocked them up to get you to stick around. And anytime I've had the fear,
shut up, Tommy, shut up.
I'm answering your question,
Somebody
faggot.
said in the chat, he says, okay, Tommy did say you aborted a child on the Machine Live stream. Are you denying that?
They said,
yeah, I know. I would never.
Right now with 9 viewers.
I would never say I aborted a child because.
Yo, Tommy, why don't you go over to your buddy's show?
I've had the threat of having a child.
Tommy,
I've prepared myself to raise that child.
Tommy, the Machine Lives needs some help. Why don't you go over to his stream? He only has 9.
I think you need some help.
Why don't you go over? Why don't you go over there? What you help
you
out
got
that?
The whole crew here now. You got the other closeted individual
loser. Up here. Loser.
Are you looking in a mirror? Did you get off the stream and did the mirror catch your reflection?
Good one, Tommy. Good one.
Well, I'm not the one talking Jew burger this, Jew burger that, and freezing up when someone asks me why I'm a nigger lover.
Hey, Drew, I want to thank
as long as you come up and play this fucking sorry ass lame game,
Tommy,
you play
let me explain something.
Trolley Bowl Earth.
Let me
I'm gonna keep throwing that over your head. That you don't know what to say when someone asks you why you're a nigger lover,
Shut up,
and
Tommy.
Drew doesn't know what to say.
Hey, Tommy, stay here for a second. What's up, Talcott?
Holy cows! I just wanted to say thank you. The unions, it's an interesting time for all of us, and I hope the workers
appreciate your insight. So thank you.
Respect. Thanks, brother.
All right, appreciate you. All right, Tommy, I'm gonna bring him back here.
What the fuck are you up here treating Talcott with respect for? If anybody's a fucking antichrist bullshitting their way through this, it's him. And you got him up here talking like you got a guru up here.
Nah, he's definitely very antichrist spirit going on. I don't know what he does over there. I'll have to agree.
You're just a bad example.
Who's the bad example?
Toilet Bowl Earth. Because I never go in these streets. I don't tell anyone anything about them and their deity. That motherfucker does. Don't you, Toilet Bowl Earth?
No, I can only judge them on what they say, dickhead.
No, what you told me. No, you told me God doesn't hear my prayers, Toilet Bowl Earth.
No, he doesn't. Because you're a freak, dude. You're a freak.
You think you're proving something here?
See? Dang, wow, look at that. Wow, nice military
intelligence. Do you think you want? Tell Bubs to go in the fucking bathroom.
Oh my
God. Nice
What's
military
up,
intelligence there, Tommy. You're so smart.
Yeah, Oh,
You're
because
so
Drew didn't
smart.
turn the camera off and get his whore second wife
What's
to put
up?
the puppet on. Oh, how
What's up, Bob?
convenient that Drew would have the puppet handy to get an alternate square up here.
You're
Wow.
muted, Bub.
You're so smart, Tommy. Look at you. You're so
Bub,
smart.
you're
You figured
muted.
it all
I'm
out.
smarter than you, Toilet Bowl Birth.
Toilet bowl birth. Wow. Look in
And
the
I'm
mirror.
also not
Toilet
a
bowl
big enough
birth.
hypocrite
Nigger.
to talk all this
Guy's so fucking
anti-Semitic
retarded.
shit
Maybe it's
and not have a
rusty.
reply when
Oh, Bub's
someone
gone,
asks
bro.
me if
Hold
I'm
on.
a
Fix your
nigger
mic.
lover.
Fix your mic, Bub.
Tommy, let me explain something to you. You're a nigger.
Go fix
okay?
it for her, Drew.
You're
Go
a nigger,
fix
Tommy.
the mic for your wife.
I think it was Rust. It's either Rusty or Talcott because right after both of them left, Bub came up.
Why doesn't Bubs talk while Bubs is up here? Oh, it seems to have a
muted.
mic problem because you can't do both
He's coming
mics
back
at the
up.
same
Bro,
time.
everybody
Come back
said,
up,
Can
Bub.
ya, you
Drew
lying
was
bitch?
saying it was muted. It's fine. Just let Bubs come back up. He'll
Yeah,
unmute,
Tommy, why don't you quit
settle
Yes,
everything.
smirking,
I
It's
want to
fine.
hear
woman?
Bubs.
You're
I
such
want
a
to hear
wailing
Bubs and
woman over
Drew.
here.
I
You're
want
such
to
a
hear
wailing
Bubs and
woman,
Drew do
Tommy.
a
Shut
duet.
up. Wailing. You're a wailing female.
And you're a nigger lover.
Wailing. Whoa.
Yeah, you guys are faggots. At least the
Wow.
closeted
Nice
faggot
one.
is
He
smart
called
enough
us a
to leave.
faggot. What are we going to do?
Well,
What are we
you're
gonna
just gonna
do?
do this. This is the same thing, Toilet Bowl Birth,
Look
except
at this guy.
nobody likes you. Except this fucking circle jerk of douchebag faggot.
And
Now,
you're
why
here.
weren't you up here?
You're
Why
here.
weren't
Welcome
you
to
up
the
here
circle
schooling the
jerk.
biblical shit?
Welcome to the circle jerk. Eat the biscuit, Tommy.
I
Eat
don't
the
do that
biscuit. I know
shit.
you're salivating for it. I know you want our seed in your mouth.
Why didn't you come up here
You want
and
us to love
school
you,
the
and we
Bible
don't,
shit?
because you're a freak antichrist spirit.
Why didn't you come
You're
up and say
demonic.
something
And why don't you
remotely
admit that
similar
you
to what I
aborted a
just
child?
said? Hey,
Why
the
don't you
power
admit
of
that you
Christ
aborted a
compels
child?
you.
Shut
The
up,
power
Tommy.
of Christ
Shut up,
compels
Tommy.
you.
Shut up,
The
Tommy.
power
Shut
of
up.
Christ compels you, Toilet Bowl. Why didn't you come up here during the biblical talk and talk your biblical stuff?
When was that?
Right now, the reason I fucking came up to tell that Antichrist Jack Talcott he ain't shit.
Because
where
I've
he
talked to
doesn't have mod
Talcott so
God
many.
powers.
Can you shut the fuck up? Because I've talked to Talcott
Sure.
so many times.
What?
Nothing's reaching him. So, I mean, it's just like I've had conversations with Talcott several times, and he just waffles around, and then he backstages me. It's just like I've dusted my feet off of that one. There's no point. It's just like he's going to say what he wants, and that's that. So you can't say that I haven't tried, because that's clearly a lie. But go on and believe your delusions and fight those and not the actual reality of things. It's okay, Tommy. That's your day to day. Fiending from panel to panel. Someone listen to me, Tommy. I don't know who the fuck Bub is. Shout out to Jew Burger.
What happened?
I don't know. I hit Tommy with the chair. He left the ring. He's gone. He cage quit. That's a cage quit, ladies and gentlemen.
He had to go over to Machine Lives and give him double-digit viewers.
Cage quit.
Motherfucker got the same number of viewers as like a hacky sack. Fucking.
Yeah, fuck him. Logos dethroned, more like bozos dethroned. Okay,
Ooh,
you're
one.
a fucking bozo. All right, man, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go to bed. See you, boys.
Appreciate you.
What's up, Stephen David?
Good to see you, sir. And shout out to all Jew Burger employees. As expressed, all Gaza Strip chicken sandies are half off at participating Jew Burger locations only. I thought it was good tonight talking about the union stuff. It was pretty dope to hear differing opinions. I thought it was something that is actually kind of interesting because I do think there is a little bit of a difference between like red and blue states and everybody's experiences on stuff.
You got it? You got any experience or anything with?
I can only
Unions?
tell from like a third hand perspective. So my dad had retired from being a teacher in Southern California. He was a part of the teachers union for long enough to get retired. I don't know how many years specifically, but I do know that predominantly dues that are paid to most unions at this point are being paid towards leftist agendas and shit like that. So, maybe back in the day, there would have been like a point to having dues paid that could actually help out the union workers, because that was probably the original intent. But I just don't see it happening nowadays, Like it's one of those things where everything gets subverted on a long enough time scale, right?
Is it really getting subverted, or is it just like the standards of people and the?
That's a good point. Yeah, it could.
Man, doing
right.
that.
Yeah, I would agree. It's probably more that because there is like the fallen nature of man. Everybody is open to being corrupted and being, given into any sort of greed and turning it into a power struggle, which is what most unions, I think people that are involved would agree with, is it is kind of a power struggle.
The machine cries in here crying. Why don't you come on up, Machine Lies, and let me bitch slap you around a little bit.
That's hilarious. Did he exit his own
crying
stream?
That I have 67 people. He couldn't even get 10 people in his stream.
Did he quit his stream, or is he trying to like stream snipe or what?
He's literally a dog up my porch. That's why I tell him, get boy,
go on
get boy. Desperate for any crumbs of viewers.
Right.
Get under my table. I'll throw you a couple crumbs when I'm done, boy.
Right. He'll act like you were sucking his dick and doing all this bullshit when it was like, dude, we're trying to find people that can actually have like agreeable stances and build like some sort of network.
It doesn't even have to be agreeable, really, even. But here's what
amicable, at least.
Machine Lies, if you want to come up, we can have a conversation like adults, or you can just spin in the fucking chat. But I'm not going to do the screaming over one another shit. If you want to take turns talking, I'm with it, but I'm not going to sit and do the whole yelling shit. He cried last week because he said, and he was crying, he said I did a hit piece on him. All I did was play an unedited stream that he was on.
Right. It's not a hit piece if it's literally just what you said.
Yeah. You just made a fucking ass of yourself.
Yeah. And that was the shit that, I got fucking banned on his original spiral because I was telling him, like, dude, don't air out your own dirty laundry onto the internet. Right. Don't you know the internet is fucking forever? Like, if you're crying to your wife in the chat for everyone to see, you have to know it's going to bite you in the ass. Sorry.
And I don't edit videos. He's telling me to edit. I don't edit videos. I just played in a completely unedited stream that got taken down from Benton's.
Right. And then even Benton explained the whole thing. He went on a whole thing explaining like it was struck because of this XYZ, all this stuff. And so like everybody's trying to say that, you know, it's biased, whatever. Like it doesn't make sense why TML is trying to like spin it this way into everybody being against him. It's like, dude, everybody's just trying to tell you, get your fucking life together behind the scenes. Like if you got drama, like it's fine. Like everybody has shit they got to deal with. You know, everybody's life is fucked up to some degree. Everybody's got problems they got to deal with. And from man to man, we're trying to tell you like, hey, dude, if you want to maintain your integrity, don't fucking air your laundry out.
Right. And then I watched just a little bit of his stream the other night, and he had EBT was on there trying to be reasonable with him, and he kept saying that EBT kicked him out of the Discord. When I have the email, I can bring it up. I totally told him it was me and my choice alone. And then he wouldn't even admit to that after he was trying to blame EBT, and he even read the email later and still wouldn't admit he was wrong. And then even my fucking arch enemy Bokura was in there saying like, yeah, you're totally wrong here. I nuked Drew's Discord, and EBT was the collateral damage, and Machine Lies brought that comment up. It was up on the screen forever, and then he said no, Bokura never said that. And then when he got called out on it, he was like,
dude.
"Oh, well, I'm not reading the chat." Oh,
it's like, yeah, if you have somebody that's like, you know, an enemy of my enemy type of moment where there's like Bokura, and I only know him through the lore that you guys have explained, but like if that guy's telling him like, dude, fucking calm down, like you're burning every single bridge of like people trying to extend you all branches.
right. I mean, you're gonna come up here, you're just gonna spin Machine Lies, because I'd rather tell you to your face, but I can lay it all out right here too if you want. Like, to me it's like this. I'll just lay it out because he's not gonna keep on talking about me every show when no one was talking about you ever.
Right.
Dude, so you're in here making an ass of yourself.
We were having a great stream, shooting the shit. Everybody was talking, like literally.
I have no problem talking shit about him, but yeah, there was nothing about you, so you had to make it about you because
right,
you're so desperate for attention. It's pathetic.
It's borderline a notice me type of bitch
right,
moment.
Pick me.
Yeah,
he's like just as bad as Aphrodite.
Yeah, right.
At least Aphrodite will shut the fuck up and let you talk when it's your turn to talk.
I'm still surprised that my the video that I included clips of her smoking her period blood wasn't struck because of that. I thought it was because of that when I originally got that music video struck. It turned out being like the violent clips and shit. So I initially thought it was because of her, but you know what? And that's what, because like you guys have said before, like Aphrodite is like the retarded little sister that, you know, wants to try and like be a part of the crew and everybody, you know, just
talk some shit at least. I'll give her that.
Right.
We'll hang out and talk shit. So this dude, if he's still here, we know he's still here. Come on.
Of course. He's watching, waiting, hating.
I would say to me, it's like this. To me, we're trying to, or at me at least, and I feel like the people kind of have similar aspirations, is that we're trying to build like a squad where we can go out here. That's why I was saying we don't have to necessarily agree, but we could like pitch ideas back and forth and do all this and that, right? And it's like EBT and I have been doing it a long time, and ever since we did it, there's kind of for whatever reason, there's like a natural chemistry there or whatever. So I feel like my role in the whole thing is I'm kind of like the point guard, right? And it's like EBT, it's like he's my Karl Malone to my John Stockton or whatever. We're in the pick and roll, and if everyone can just get in their lane and just get open, and I'll make sure like everyone gets the ball right in the right spot at the right time. And I think that's what happened when Machine Lies came on with me and EBT on that Hexen 2.0, the one he keeps like raving, he keeps sucking his own dick about it. He removed a couple ribs to suck his own dick about it some more.
Right. Went full
so you had a game where you hit some wide open threes because we set you up and you knocked them down, and that's how it's supposed to work, right?
Right.
But then for me, when I see the heat gets turned up only 1 little degree, 1 little ounce of pressure is applied, and you completely fold and melt, to me now you're a liability out here, because what's going to happen when someone else, like these people that have been pressing me for years, like Bokura, who's your boy now, but someone like that, like another type of person is going to come and press you, you're just going to fucking fold. So to me, you're a liability. So in the basketball analogy, you're just too much of like a defensive liability. You might be able to score 20 or 30, but you're giving up 40. So to me, it's like a net loss when you're that fucking soft in the paint and shit, and like and people are rattling you that easy. Like I pulled up his wife's public Twitter, and he's still spinning about it 2 weeks. I didn't even say anything. I just pulled up the pictures and like,
that was all it was. It was literally just showing everything that's all public domain.
Right.
And it's
if you think someone else isn't going to do worse than that, like
The fucking internet is so easy to navigate if you just don't get like emotional about it. And that's what it shocks me how many people take this shit so seriously. You know?
That's their whole life, dude. And he showed me the ability, like he didn't, like EBT was on that stream saying like he didn't think I should have kicked him out, but to me it's like I saw right away like he's just way too soft. Like I don't want anything to do with it because it's like, you know, like I said, just a liability. I guess I don't know another way to say it.
No, yeah. If you're gonna attach yourself to somebody and they start to like make a lot of fucking chaos in your life, like what's the point in keeping them around?
Right.
Like,
and that's like Paul Enslaved, the same kind of thing where I feel like these dudes could get in and be like the third.
I think you
third
and
mic
Paul
or
could
something,
get
but
along better.
they want the whole show centered around them. Where if they could just get in where they fit in on the third mic or something, like I think they could be super successful. But they want it's like a basketball player too, like another basketball analogy, like Ray Allen. They tried to build teams around Ray Allen for years. He's just like a spot up shooter, right? And like he was never able to, he could barely get in the playoffs, right? But as soon as he's the third option surrounded by other, you know, other names, then he's winning championships and shit.
See, okay, so what was because like I know there was the whole free man on the land, drive without the yada yadas stuff between you and Paul back in the day, but I saw that when was it? You and Paul went in on somebody and had an alliance recently.
Well, Machine Lies. It was that
oh
one.
yeah, okay. I thought it was something else, but I guess yeah. It was funny to have you both agreeing that it's like he is a liability, and neither of you guys are willing to touch him, and that speaks volumes to the Machine Lies lack of credibility and his lack of a character. Like if two people that have been beefing over like different things are both agreeing that this guy over here is like spiraling out of control because he can't keep his own emotions in check and he can't keep his own life in order. And yet these two, like you and Paul, are running shit, like doing streams regularly, having good rapport with people on the internet, maintaining your credibility. And all the Machine Lies is doing is losing credibility day by day. It's like, the fuck, man.
I mean, it's funny that he came to the same conclusion as me, like that the Machine Lies is smart like a parrot, like a parrot that knows a lot of words. Like if you went to someone's house and there was a parrot that knew a shit ton of words, you'd be like, wow, that parrot's smart. But you don't mean he's able to like critically think, and the parrot's
you
not
wouldn't
able
say
to
that
like,
parrot is a human.
Yeah, the parrot's not able to like live a life. You know what I mean? Like in a cage.
The parrot's still dependent on the owner.
Right.
Yeah, and that's
a minute ago he says, hold on. He says more viewers means more relevant, right? And now he says losing credibility while growing my channel. I thought
are you growing it though? Because like
I thought
if you
doesn't
are
equal relevancy, but now he's saying it does.
I would argue
he can't
that
listen. The guy cannot listen to save his life. That's why he tries to like talk over you. I think he can only learn through reading a book, and he's not able to even. I bet he's not even able to learn through watching YouTube video because you have to listen. He really lacks the ability to listen.
And it's anybody like okay, the whole book argument is so fucking gay to me at this point. Like anybody can post a whole diatribe of copy paste into Amazon and create a book out of it. Like it's not impressive that somebody has a book at this point. Like especially when you have the whole bullshit numerology shit that he has for his number for his
888 pages with 444 numbered paragraphs.
Yeah.
Some Kabbalistic bullshit.
It's like, okay, I get it. You were trying to go for a certain sneaky number thing, but like if I were to go through that book, would I really glean any sort of like knowledge that's going to be valuable for my life? Probably not. I can't. Yeah, please,
Read
please.
it.
I'll skim it and I'll do my own breakdown of it because I'm not convinced that it's anything valuable, and I'd love to be proven wrong.
It's like the fupa growers like level shit about Christianity.
Oh,
Your boy,
great. Yeah.
fupa grower.
Yeah. I saw he was in the chat earlier. He probably went to sleep because he's, got to grow potatoes or something.
Yeah, something.
And so that's the funny thing too, is like fucking Freedom Grower, OTW, all those people that orbit around Paul, like I'll just fucking watch his streams and he'll roast all those retards for hours on end, and none of them will actually get it that they're the butt of the joke. Like most of the chat is watching how Paul is just eviscerating them, and they're just trying to shrug it off as if it's like, oh, we're just joking, whatever. Yeah, sure, maybe it's partially a half joke, but like most of these people are do nothing nobodies that are just trying to
Yeah,
cope.
they love to cuck to Paul and just suck up to him. This dude's in here. He's got Drew derangement syndrome and Jay Dyer derangement syndrome. I was just skipping to random parts of his last stream. He's like Drew,
Right.
and then other parts it's like Jay Dyer.
Right.
You
Just
guys
wait
are
till he
obsessed
fucking
with-
spirals harder, because Jim Bob tomorrow is going to be doing a stream with Dyer. So Machine
Oh,
Live's
really?
gonna yeah he's gonna
Oh, he's definitely gonna
he's
be
gonna
fucking
freak.
spiraling. Jim Bob with Jay Dyer. That's tomorrow.
Yeah,
Well,
that should be a good one.
Jay Dyer's out here hitting. He had all those like broads on the videos today, or I
Right.
saw him today. I don't know if they were just recent or what.
Yeah, I think it was a recent. Yeah, it looked like it was a live, not like a premiere. I didn't actually catch most of it. It seemed like something that was kind of more like a first grade type of stuff, which is fine because Dyer at this point, in my opinion, is on the level of like anybody that's catching him is probably somebody that's like a first level person, and he can be kind of a jumping off point to deeper stuff at this point now. Like back in the day when he was on Boiler Room and when he was like doing blood sports debates and shit, that's when he was talking more of like the heavier stuff. But I think he's found a little bit of a niche where he can actually be kind of like a gateway to actually get people through shit at this point. Because he also did Jamie Kennedy. Did you see any of his interviews? Yeah. Yeah, him and his wife went on with Jamie Kennedy recently, and Jamie Kennedy's been doing a bunch of different, or he did a bunch of different clips from that interview, and they were solid. And it's one of those things where it is interesting to see, people can, say they're all Hollywood actors, yada yada yada. That's fine, I get it. But at the same time, if each person has an actual soul, like if each person is an actual human, then there is a possibility for a redemption arc, right? There is possibility for people like Jamie Kennedy, who's been in the Hollywood industry for decades, now talking openly about Hollywood and the problems with it, and having conspiracy type people that should be bridging the gap to at least bring people that are out of the loop up to date, with what's going on. Because I think things are starting to speed up as far as, whether it's, Albert Pike's third World War going on or whatever. But it seems like more people are starting to pull their own weight and actually include their real experiences to show what's going on in the world, and people are getting on the same page.
I hope so, man. Feels like everything's just been kind of stuck since
Right.
It's what 9/11 probably.
Okay, so this is something that I've thought about, and I don't know how we would ever have any sort of like glimpse into this, but like I often wonder during the end of the Roman Empire, how many people in the Roman Empire would have been considered conspiratards, right?
Yeah, they had all the Roman conspiracies back then. They probably did, dude.
So it's like, all
Probably
right,
the same thing.
Yeah. I just find it fascinating that it's like there's always in rise and falls of empires this like last moment of waking up, and I think sometimes it can either send that culture into a better trajectory, which, you know, people can argue that Russia is communist, isn't communist, is orthodox, isn't orthodox, whatever, but like, excuse me, they have a pretty good history of having actual strong conflicts that refine their belief systems. And the fact that Russia as a whole nation has, you know, been working towards Christianity more than the West has, says something. I don't know if it says, you know, they might be part of the New World Order in some sort of subversive way, but like there is a value to nations that have been around and have experienced rises and falls of nations on record, to where they can refine their belief systems, you know?
Yeah, that's what makes me wonder about, like I was saying, it's been kind of downhill since 9/11, and then that's when the conspiracies kind of took off. So I almost wonder, like, are the conspiracies planted there to get everyone spun up in them, but then to ultimately lead them into like finding religion and God and things like that? And like you were saying, like dire becoming a jumping off point for certain people that want to get into that or whatever. What is that kind of the design? Is that the design of like the propaganda, or is that designed from like a higher plane, like God's will or whatever? To
There's got to be some type of push and pull at this point, either in an esoteric level or an exoteric level, because, you know, we can refer back to Blavatsky's revelation of the method, and, you know, people are no longer trying to hide. There's, you know, so many. The fact that New Age beliefs is back on the rise should lend credence to the whole statement that the Protestant like Western, you know, Jesus movement led to the disillusionment and atheist movement, which then led to the New Age movement, which, you know, is pretty standard type of pulling away from Christianity, and everybody's seen. But at the same time, there is also a pushback against it, because I don't think the fight's ever done until Jesus calls it. Like, until the end of time actually happens and everything's rolled up like a scroll, as it says in scripture, that there is going to be conflict. And I think conflict isn't necessarily a bad thing. I just think most people view it as something that's going to be detrimental to their actual spirit, when in reality they should be viewing it as something that actually refines their belief systems. And people who can actually have quality arguments and not get overly invested in stuff, they can have moments where they can drop off false beliefs and really move forward, because it's becoming more obvious that there's problems happening, right? And to have
and you see that the cliche meme, like what is it, like hard times create soft men, or whatever the fuck it is, you know what I'm trying to say, but
right?
It's like,
yes
that's like when then we see that in the short 20-year span, just from 9/11, and it went from that time to chopping kids' dicks off, and now I think you see. I mean, you got to realize that Desmond the Amazing shit being on TV and everything, that was like 7 years ago now. It's been a long time.
Right.
This has been a mainstream thing, and so I think that in itself is leading a lot of people to like religion and stuff like that, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
And when I went to church Saturday, I just thought the main thing they talked about, or on Sunday, was you know, like Proverbs, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom and stuff. I think that's
a good one.
Yeah, I think once people kind of realize that, there's no turning back once you really take that leap. We got Jimmy Hoffa's dead body up in here. Teamsters.
Yeah, and I think you know, it's wild to think that all of this stuff has happened probably as far as like the West goes in the last 50 years at this point, from the 1970s to the 2020s. There has been this gigantic shift in belief systems as far as the West goes. Like, people are starting to acknowledge that the whole Protestant Reformation has been a complete abject failure, and now people are trying to grasp at any sort of thing that is older than colonial America, but they don't go back far enough. They go into this like stupid New Age stuff, and they get completely caught up in it.
That's what I feel like the conspiracies themselves are kind of designed to do, is get you caught into that, and then like you're into like the mystery religions and New Age crystals and all that shit, and you see those people. It's almost like that the path that you're designed to go through, but then a lot of people get stuck in it.
Right, which is funny because there was the whole New Age movement. If we're going to talk about that stuff, there was the cloud buster type shit, and there was all the organite
pyramids, yeah, with that
all
pedo
of that
Wilhelm Reich.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That was exactly what I was going to say. Wilhelm Reich is the foundation for most of these New Agers and their movement, and they don't even know that he was a complete and total degenerate piece of shit. Like, he literally abused children. He justified it by saying that, they have an active sexual drive, and they have to get it brought out of them from this orgasmatron, which is basically just a box with some fucking carpet stapled on the inside of it to say that, it's going to keep your chakras in line and all this bullshit. It's like, what are you fucking talking about, dude? And these people nowadays don't do enough research. They only see that, if you point some copper pipes towards the sky, you can put a hole in a cloud. What?
Yeah, it's all meme based now. They see the meme and then they move on to the next meme. I think that's what social media kind of is designed to do. There's not even enough time to fact check all this information that's coming to you, and you just get overwhelmed and kind of just take the word of the meme for it, or a guy like Archaics that's able to just overwhelm you with an avalanche of like supposed knowledge and stuff. That's
right. They word salad you to death.
Yeah, you could double check it, but there's just so much coming at you. There's just not even time to double check it for most people.
And they don't even put up any sort of thing that they're referring to usually. Like, that's the most egregious part about all of this, especially with Archaics. He'll say, bullshit constantly about, I saw this or I read this or whatever. He never cites shit. And anytime somebody does any actual digging into what he's citing, shout out to Tartarian Truth being the meta troll. Like, anytime people dig into it, they see it's all bullshit.
Yeah, I finally made I gotta bring this up. I made a thumbnail for him. It took me a while. Sorry, Tartarian Truth. I'm gonna pull it up here real quick. No, it won't even let me pull it up for some reason. Let me try again.
While you're doing so there was a stream where Tartarian Truth was on with Burneye and this one blonde broad, I forget her name. I was hoping that he was going to do some sort of like meta trolling of it, and I still don't know if Bernie is in on the joke, because I know he likes to fuck around with that alchemical silver and gold stuff, which is interesting. But I just don't know what it leads to, I guess.
Yeah, it's not letting me upload this for some. I think the file's too big or something. But you'll see it on the Tartarian Truth channel, hopefully soon. But yeah, I think he's great with the breakdown of the not just Archaics, but when he breaks down what's that other guy, Mine Unveiled, and all the other guys he does.
Yeah,
they're fucking nuts, dude. These people are nuts.
And he doesn't even have to do that much editing, too. That's the most hilarious part to it. He can just do like how you did with the machine lies. Like, just let them speak for themselves, and anybody watching from an unbiased perspective can see that, like, this is all gibberish. This is all word salad, grasping at straws, trying to make weird connections about, oh, this in the English language meant this in like the Arabic language. It's like, these are two different languages from two different people groups that mean two entirely different things. The fact that you're making these connections is totally egregious from a intelligent debate perspective.
The wordplay shit is so dumb and played out.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh shit.
There it is.
Excellent.
Look at these fucking guys.
Big fan of that. That was excellent.
What's up, Jimmy Hoffa's dead body? Are you here?
Yeah, I'm trying
Robin? Is Robin spiraling in the chat? Robin, I don't get Robin sometimes. Sometimes she's cool, and then sometimes she seems like she's spiraling.
Jimmy Hoffa said backstage him.
Okay, I'll backstage you, Jimmy Hoffa. There we go. She said, "Is the most important trait of a wife to be as young as possible?" No, of course, unless you're Muslim, maybe.
Well,
okay, she's not spiraling. Rusty said she's just asking questions. No, you don't have to be as young as possible. That's not it at all. To me, that just don't be crazy. That's to me, that would be the number one thing.
Right. And the whole, like, if it's the argument of, you're too young to know any sort of knowledge thing, I don't know. I could be misrepresenting what was being quoted. I can't see the comments, but even in, I believe it's in Timothy, where Paul's writing the letter to him, he was talking about, don't get discouraged about people, not acknowledging you because you're young and you don't seem to be old enough to know this kind of stuff. It's kind of a goofy argument because we can see people like it. I try to be as amicable as I can with Wizard. But age does not equate to wisdom.
Yeah, not always.
Yeah,
my wife's 30. I'll be 45 in a couple months. Old fucking man. Old. But we're cool. Like, we have a good relationship. We just talk shit to each other all day. Like, in a not fighting way or anything. We're just like roasting each other. And then she's really smart, and I don't know. It had nothing to do with her age. It's just more like for me, her personality, and someone that I could trust, and someone that believes in God. And
it's incredibly valuable to find, the kind of people that are willing to actually see truth for what it is, and not be offended when they get something wrong. I think that's a major problem that the truth community has, is people get so dug in.
Because they get offended, you're saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, these people get... That's how you always say. What do you say? Like, swing the hardest on your friends or something?
Exactly.
Like,
swing hardest on the...
Me and my wife, the shit we say to each other, it's crazy. If you guys heard it, you'd be like, "Oh my god!" People would be offended, like, for us. Just like talking shit, and then in the Discord, we're always talking shit to people. And that's why I feel like I'm not even going that hard on these people out here. And then they're crying like bitches, dude.
Right. It's like, okay, if you really wanted to have a friend, you would not be concerned about them calling you out on your bullshit. You would take it as a value.
Right. Exactly. Everyone told this guy Machine Lies, don't air your shit out. Don't fucking do it.
Right. And coming from somebody who said, don't air your shit out, I got nuked for it. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm trying to look out for you as, your internet friend, for whatever that means. I would like to see everybody.
a divorce. I've been through divorce and it sucked, and I wouldn't. Obviously, you're not thinking in the right state of mind because there's so much shit going on in your
Right.
life. And shit. Like, I can understand where he's coming from, but when you're putting it out there, like, of course, people are gonna talk about it and bring it up and shit like that. Like, you brought it out there.
Yeah, you don't need that many variables to be included into your personal drama. Like, it would be more healthy for a person to like take that shit behind the scenes, make sure that you're getting your house in order, and not airing it out. Like, it's not beneficial to the truther community to see somebody absolutely spiraling, begging for their wife to come back in the chat. Like, not a
Right.
good
And he
look,
says
chief.
that's the only time they talk is when he has a live stream and she's in the live chat. Like, you don't have a
Shameful.
relationship at that point, partner. Like, that shit's over, dude.
Right.
Like, you got to come to terms and facts with that. He said he went out to pray and she ran out the back door or whatever. Like, okay, why don't you accept that was Allah
She
or whatever
gone.
answering your prayer?
She
Why
gone.
can't right? But why can't, if he said he went to pray and he came back, she was gone? Why can't he have the faith in Allah to say that that's what he answered? Allah answered his prayer there.
Right. Like, don't
just
take
because you
Allah's
can't
answer
understand
as a
it in the
pain.
moment. Yeah, if you can't understand it in the moment, that's I totally get that. But you got to have some faith, and
Not every moment where you grow is going to be a comfortable moment. Like,
right.
Okay, for example, like one of the, it's not a great metaphor, but a seed has to die for a plant to bloom, right? You have to have that moment where you can just actually let shit go and be open to people actually providing you good input. There has to be a germination season for that growth to happen. You have to be actually open to hearing people that do care about you, whether they're, physically around or not, to be able to tell you like, hey, dude, looking out for you from, a removed perspective. I want to see you grow. I want to see you actually do better. I don't want to see you spiraling out, having an argument with your estranged wife.
He's still here, Spiral. Why don't you
the
come on up and talk
5150
that
argument?
shit, Machine
Jesus
Lies?
Christ.
Come on up. We'll talk shit to your face, bro. We're not even talking shit.
Right.
Really.
Like, you could just be a homie, TML. Like, you could literally just be a homie and we could actually talk some real shit.
Here's the difference, Machine Lies. He's crying. He's trying to say, don't air my shit out because I told the story about my wife calling and putting me
You
on.
aired your own shit out, dude. Like,
but I don't care when people talk about it. I don't cry like a fucking little bitch like you because I put my whole shit out there. I really don't care. Like, that shit was out of my control. Like, there was nothing I could do there, and it just what happened, and I've talked about it, and it is what it is. So I don't cry like a fucking bitch when you bring it up. But when we talk about your situation or your wife or show a picture of a public Twitter of your wife, you cry like a fucking little bitch.
Thicker skin is required.
Yeah, you ain't gonna make it out in the metaverse with your fucking paper thin skin, fucking paper mache skin, motherfucker. You just aired your shit out. Okay, this is what I'm saying though. It's okay if you air your shit out if you can handle the shit that people are gonna say. You obviously can't. I don't cry about people. When have I cried about somebody bringing the shit up? Just other than it's fucking stupid that you're bringing it up because nothing happened. What happened?
Right.
The police ran up on me. The police put me in a fucking Regents Hospital, and they told me I was going to be there for 48 hours, and I was out 12 hours later. And that was it. Nothing happened. There was a guy howling at the moon all night long when I was in there. Somebody's like, "Oh, oh, oh!" I'm like, "What? Where the fuck am I? What's happening to me?"
As somebody who has been a CBO follower, outlining our enslavement for fucking however long I've been watching, like, I've seen you and EBT's story arc, your lives, been involved with it as much as I can be, being, on the internet. we've seen each other grow, go through times of struggling, and have actually been willing to build each other up and talk real shit to one another. And it's just it shocks me, I guess, maybe because it's our own little microclimate of talking to one another, not letting people get away with bullshit cope type shit. And it just, I guess it must be strange to most of the YouTube sphere.
Yeah, that's what real men would do, though. I guess is like tell their friends,
Yeah,
where they're
shop
lacking
talk,
and shit.
shop talk with people where somebody clocks in, they start talking about how their old ladies, yada yada yada. Your real homies are gonna tell you like, hey, stack up or la-di-da about whatever, right? It's not that serious to where people need to get so offended of somebody giving you a real talk saying like, hey, you're a man, do man shit. Like,
Right. He's still talking shit. I hope you hit double digits viewers tomorrow, Machine Lads. I hope you're able to get out of the singles.
Well, just stream tomorrow and we'll have a litmus test on whether he can reach double.
That's the funniest part is that when that stream went from Benton's, I got deleted. He's like, I stole your whole audience, and then I 3x'd him on the replay and 4x'd him on the new one. So,
right,
proved you wrong again, dude. Full of shit. If you want to come up and try to hash it out, at least, I mean, come on up, bro. I'm not a bitch like you. I'm not gonna backstage you for 30 minutes like you.
Nobody's shooting bullets through screens. There's not a
He's
threat
like,
here.
Oh, I'm so scared. I was so scared for my life. Police are gonna get you. Fucking little bitch, dude. He's such a little bitch, dude.
It's literally the fucking YouTube sphere is so easy compared to real life. I don't understand how anybody cannot actually get a good value from this stuff. Like, if you're going into your real life having suffered from being on a YouTube stream,
you got to get the fuck off the internet at that point for a while.
Right.
Go do
detox,
some real life
bro.
Shit. Go do some real life shit. The dude's like convinced that I'm somehow like in cahoots with what's his name, Andrew Crucible, Andrew from Crucible, and Jay Dyer.
Against the machine.
Jay Dyer. Yeah, this whole last stream was like all these people do all these things because Drew's like behind the scenes, like the puppet master, like puppeteering all these fucking people. You guys got to understand how this is. I'm just some dude, right? And I work a job, and I would just like go on these panels. And everyone's talking about me. If the screen's not talking about me, the chatters are talking about me and shit. I'm like, this is fucking weird, dude. It's wild.
We're all just retards on the internet. Like, why does everybody take it so seriously?
Right. Yeah, and he's on the lowest base shit, and then he's like, oh, I'm such an intellectual, but he's like, oh, but your dad is a child molester. Oh yeah, that's the same cope everyone says. So fucking what? I have nothing to do with
You fed him that information.
Yeah, no investigator investigated that and figured it out. I told the story, and the dude's a piece of shit, and did an evil thing, and I have nothing to do with his evil fucking choice that he made. But then he says, well, your dad touched you. So another lie.
Right.
Just make shit up. So I'm an intellectual, but I'm just gonna lie and make shit up. The worst possible shit I could say. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna say your dad touched you. Doesn't even fucking offend me. I probably would talk about it if he did. I guess I can't say if I would or not, because I can't really even put myself in that situation.
Yeah,
and I studied like child molesters because of that, like for a little bit. And some of them only touch boys, some only touch girls, some touch only like certain ages or age groups, and some touch only their family, some touch only not their family. Like it's like there's this huge spectrum. They're all like different, you know what I mean? It just fucking creeps though. Yeah, no one was talking about you, Machine Lies, until you came in here showing your ass, and then I'm gonna call you out because you're showing your ass. So
we were having a great time talking.
Yeah, nothing was about you at all. No. You just you couldn't stand it, so you had to start your own stream because no one was talking about you. It just drove you fucking crazy. It just burned you alive. That we
10 seconds before
talking about you.
10 seconds before the machine lies came in, Tommy was, going at it with everybody. He was swinging on everybody, right? Everybody was having a great time, shooting the shit, doing whatever. And then Machine Lies has to make it about him. Like, of course, when you enter the scene making a big fucking stink, all right, well, now we're going to roast you. Like, it's not a problem.
He's too scared to even come up on the damn panel because he's a bitch.
Yeah, just keep
He'll
commenting
just
then.
he'll just be a keyboard warrior.
Every comment that you put in their Machine Lies is a further egregious strike against you because you can't come up. Like, you're obviously not doing anything.
We can't stand criticism, but we can't even talk about anything with you. You just spiral for fucking weeks. I don't want to work with you because of your liability. That's the reason why, and I've explained why. You're just too soft, bro.
Right.
We can't have you on at this point unless you get your shit together. Like, I can't be out. What if like Pod Awful and his people, which we've actually had this exact scenario before, where we beefed with Pod Awful's Discord and all those people before, and they were coming hard, dude. If that shit happened again and you were here, you'd fucking lose it. You'd fucking fold and crumble. Fucking the instant the heat got turned up 1 degree.
Right. What's it? What they can't? Well, sorry.
Go ahead.
They can't stand criticism, so they excommunicate you from Discord and say they don't want you to work with you.
The internet,
because, dude, it's so.
Come get in the cage, Machine Lies. Come step in the cage. Me and you, 1-on-1, and we're not going to talk over each other. We're just going to take turns talking.
Yeah, I'll step out. That would be great. Yeah,
you gotta say, I yield for the next person to talk. Because I'm not going to do this shit where I scream over you and you scream over me.
Right. There needs to be regulation on these fucking panels. Like, it's so egregious how many people just talk over each other. Everybody's desperate to get a word in. And none of those words are valuable.
Right. Yeah, he ain't coming.
Yeah. X to doubt.
He's scared. When someone backstages him for 5 seconds, they're scared. But he'll backstage me and fucking Toilet Bowl for a half hour at a time.
Right, but then
I'm not going to call into your show. He wants me to call into his show.
Right?
I'm not going to call into your show because you're going to just fucking do the backstaging bullshit that Paul does. I'm not going to do that to you here because I'm not a bitch.
And then he'll pull you up the moment you actually try to trigger him by, pulling a piece out, right?
I had it out. He had me backstage the whole time until I had it out, and then he pulled me up, and then he cried.
Right.
Like, oh my god, he did that! Can you believe that? Like,
no
responsibility
at all.
No responsibility though that he saw that and pulled me up, and he knew what he was doing. Like, no,
right.
It's me. It's Drew.
Stage crafting. Basic bitch stave crafting.
Drew. That's all I heard at any point in the stream. Drew. Jay Dyer. Drew. Jay Dyer.
Pseudo philosophes get dunked on. They deserve it.
Yeah, that shit's weak, bro. I mean, he ain't got shit. He got some memorization shit. That's all he's got. In the real world, he's not able to like navigate real world problems or even handle discussion like a man to man.
Right. Like some people, like me, try to memorize verses in the Bible. Other people try and memorize stupid fucking books that mean nothing and try and attribute it to some sort of wisdom that they can pass on as pseudo intellect.
Step on up, Machine Lies. I'll give you a few more minutes, man. I know you're probably scared. Yeah, what's up with Santos? Somebody mentioned Santos. That's fucking funny as fuck.
What was the shit that was going on with Santos? I didn't
I
watch
can't
it.
even play it, dude. Like Tartarian Truth played it and his stream got struck, but somehow Santos' stream is still up because Santos was up there saying, like, I can't even really say the exact words he said. He was gonna like do extreme crazy shit to like YouTube and it's time for an uprising and all this shit. Like, Santos is fucking epic though, spirals. You
Was he
fucking
Fed
whore.
posting or what?
You fucking whore. Your mother's a whore and a cunt. Like for an hour straight. You are a dumb cunt.
Yeah.
Fucking funny as
Sounds
fuck.
like Santos is trying to step into the drama sphere and he just doesn't know what he's doing.
He's great. I love him. but when Tartarian Truth plays the same video, it gets struck down by YouTube for the threats, but then his shit's up. So what does that tell you?
It means that those people that are watching Tartarian Truth or any sort of people that are trying to roast those types are striking it. That's what it is. Like they're getting offended that they're actually being quoted on their shit for everybody to see. And then they look like an ass and they get all in their feelers.
Right. JG's in here talking shit too, JG. JG, I've been nothing but nice to you ever since we...
What's the deal with JG?
Maybe not at first. We had a falling out or whatever, and then I've been cool with him. He's just intent on hating me, which that's fine. I think he's just a Jesus hater. I think is what it is.
Yeah, there's plenty of them. That's fine.
Yeah, they're all squatted up. All the Jesus haters are squatted up.
Yeah. I don't remember which saint said it, but there was a saint that is people probably remember is saint said that there will come a time where the world will go mad and anybody that is normal will be called mad because they're not like everybody else. And that's really the phase that we're at this point is like rational people that have a mindset that want to actually have conscience, coherent discussions about real things will be considered crazy. And all these people that want to ramble on and do word salads are going to perceive themselves as intellectuals.
Yeah, the people want the data dumps. They just want to hear like buzzwords nonstop coming at them.
Yeah.
Look at this fucking little bitch still spinning in the chat. You're such a little bitch,
bro.
Dude. Why don't you come up like a man? Grab your fucking nuts. Come on, click the link, dude. I'm never going to go on your panel ever. So if you have any intention to even try to hash some shit out or even just talk shit to me, now's your time. And I'm not going to backstage you like a bitch. I know if I go up on your shit, you're going to be doing the bullshit, backstage and bullshit. That's whole shit. What good is all your fucking knowledge, dude, if you're breaking down in real life? That shit doesn't help you in the day-to-day struggle that you go through. It's cool to know. Don't get me wrong. When I say that, I'm not like dissing the shit at all. I'm interested in it too, and I like to study shit and read and all this shit, right? Like, but ultimately, more than just a hobby, like, what good is it? You can't call on some Neoplatonist thinking and shit when shit hits the fan and your wife leaves when you turn your back. Like, how does that fucking help you?
Why appeal to atheist, satanist people that are gonna just fucking suck your dick when you can't get your house in order?
Right. It's atheists and Drew haters over there. The Drew haters.
Yeah. Drew derangement syndrome.
Machine Lies, all you talk about is me. All your streams, all your comments, everything. None of the stream was about you until you got here. That's why I'm giving you the chance to.
Right. You're being platformed right now. Like,
yeah, I could just ban you like you and your brother do to me in the chat, like a little bitch. But I'm not a bitch.
Right. The only reason I'm not over on your stream, Machine Lies, trying to like get you to fucking climb off your ledge from spiraling is because you banned me, or your little brother banned me, because y'all are soft.
They're just Jesus haters, I think, is ultimately what it is.
Which is a shame.
Okay, so he says, I'm a bitch because I claimed I won when Paul backstaged me. I have nothing to do with Paul. I don't even talk to Benton anymore. Benton had Paul have the keys. I had nothing to do with that. You rage quit when Paul did that to you for just a few minutes so he could talk, but then you keep me and Total Earth backstage for a half hour at a time. So don't you see the hypocrisy there that you're saying you're crying about Paul doing it and saying he's scared, but then you do the same shit for over 30 minutes at a time. So you're worse at it. It's a more egregious offense when you do it for 30 minutes and claim that you have an open panel. No, I'm dishonest. I'm dishonest, but you can say anything you say. I'm dishonest, but you can say that my dad touched me, or you can just make shit up and make statements that are 100% false. Okay, he says, you have nothing to do with Paul, but you still claim you won when he backstaged me and kicked me, and then he lied and said I rage quit because you did rage quit. You could have, because then you were just typing away in the chat after. So if he really did kick you, you could have went back up. I don't know whether he kicked you or not because I can't see that.
I saw from third party perspective, I saw that whole shit. Like I saw when Paul told him like you can come back up if you want. You just got out of pocket so many times. You couldn't fucking keep your emotions in check. You couldn't have a proper dialogue. You can be a civil human being. Why can't you fucking talk like a normal human being, dude?
Let me prove him wrong again. He says, my whole show is a grift. Tonight, I've made not one super chat, not one membership. I haven't mentioned my PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo one time until right now. Let's get chalked up. I haven't talked about eBay, which is on the link on my thing. I haven't mentioned any of that, so I haven't made 1 cent tonight. So how the fuck is it a grift, you dumb fuck? That's how fucking dumb you are, bro. You just say shit. You don't even think about it. You just like blurt shit out like rah, rah, rah.
Everyone's a fucking Fed because they're against you.
Right.
That's
Anyone
so
I don't like is
stupid.
a Fed. Truthers 2023. This is like Aphrodite level fucking polemic shit, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Literally,
Mm-hmm.
This dude is literally the level of mental capability of Aphrodite. That's why his wife's in the chat saying she wants to be real life friends with Aphrodite. That's the level these two are at.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
See, that's a bad look for you, TML.
I don't make money on the machine lies. I present philosophy, history, and politics for no money, and Drew presents fake nonsense, fake kerfluffles for dirty shekels. Well, tonight I've made a goose egg. Last week I made a $2 super chat, which YouTube takes 30% of. So I made $1.40 last week for like 4 to 5 hours worth of stream. There was the pre-stream and then the next stream. I bet it was, I don't remember, it was between 4 and 5 hours. So I made $1.40. So this is the grift according to you. This is I'm really good at my grift, right?
You're killing it, Drew. You are the grift king.
Apparently you should. No, I had no idea. I didn't even know Paul had the keys. I hadn't been watching Benton for a while, and I just challenged Machine Lies to come up there, and he showed up.
That's the thing
But he won't show up here because he's a fucking little bitch.
I am repeatedly shocked by how many people think that there's so much more of a network than there really is.
It's like all this like collusion.
Right. It's like you couldn't even possibly conceive of the fact that there are actually people out there in the world with differing views that might have like some sort of agreement. There might be a Venn diagram somewhere where there's an overlap.
In his mind, he can't possibly be out of pocket. It's not even a probability in his mind. But where me and Paul don't agree on most shit, we can both see this guy's completely out of pocket here.
Right.
And then now we're like together behind the scenes in a fucking network. No, dude, you're just like spiraling. I know it's hard for you to believe because you surround yourself with dick suckers. It's hard to believe someone would tell you the truth that you're spiraling like a fucking idiot.
Machine
right now.
Lies. You fucking platformed Neurojack, okay? The guy who rage quit the entire internet. The guy who you said had some fucking shit to bring to the table, who spiraled over people allegedly doxing him.
Not even dox him, just saying that they should dox him.
Right. It was Machine Lie's fucking dumbass who fucking started the whole problem anyway. Like, he was the root for, like, Neuro could complain about you or anybody else, but it was the Machine Lies that set up the whole problem anyway, because he is so emotionally controlled, he can't keep anything in order to where it's just absolute chaos. And a fucking nobody like Neurojack, who's a base level getting into the truther sphere, is gonna fucking shack up with Machine Lies and then realize that people are actually more intelligent than Machine Lies, or at least a little bit more reined in emotionally. And you're going to saddle up with him? Like, you're going to say that, oh, you know, all this stuff is happening because Drew, yada, yada, yada. You're fucking sacking up with Satanists, new level truthers, people that don't contribute anything of value.
Yeah, he had that girl from Talcott on there. Her name's like Mindfucked.
What was that about? I didn't see that.
Nothing.
Was her name appropriate?
No, she's like a twin flame person.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like a twin flame, new age, fucking bullshit.
Right. Which, if she did any sort of actual research, she would see that that whole twin flame shit is at the root going back to the Blavatsky style bullshit esotericism that really just subverts like actual society. All of it falls apart when you actually put it under scrutiny.
Twin flame shit is like for groomers.
Absolutely.
Like, oh, you're way too young for me, but you're my twin flame. Or I'm a lesbian and you're not, but you're my twin flame. Let me try to groom you.
It's LGBT for new agers.
Yeah, it's some straight like grooming shit.
Which, you know, as far as considering TMO won't come up, that's apropos for Muslims, right? Pedo shit is apropos for Muslims, right?
I would say so. He can refute that if he wants. But
yeah, refute it.
Can't get
come up. Shit. Yeah, no, he's too pussy. Sorry.
I mean, facts is facts. You saw it here tonight. He got called out for over a half hour straight. Way too pussy. I don't know, man. If he's not gonna come up, I'll just shut it down then, and then he'll be like, "Oh, see, you're shutting it down because you're scared.
Rage quit. Rage quit.
Rage quit."
Stupid.
No one else coming up. Anyone else want to come up? Now's your chance. Yeah, I'll play one song. If anyone else wants to come up, feel free. If not, I'll come back and stay a little bit. And
yeah, I'll hang out.
Okay, I'll drop us both to the back. And
yeah,
I'm just gonna play a song here.
Life is hard, I know. People hate, I know. Believe in God, I know. And you'll be straight, I know. Show no love, I know. Stay strapped, I know. Once you're gone, I know. Ain't no coming back, I know. Life is hard, I know. People hate, I know. Believe in God, I know. And you'll be straight, I know. Show no love, I know. And stay strapped, I know. Once you're gone, I know, ain't no coming back. I know I don't show no love, cause I don't love y'all. And I don't show hate, cause I don't hate y'all. Yeah, I show respect, but I don't respect y'all. Rest in peace to everyone I lost, I can't forget y'all. Yeah, life is hard, but I keep it moving. I ain't scared to fail, I just keep improving. Gotta watch your back, haters on the prowl. Yeah, I'm still hungry, you can hear my stomach growl. There's a beast inside, full moon, hear me howl. I came from the bottom, People did me foul, stabbed me in my back, but in my face they sit and smile. Yeah, they shed tears, but those tears were crocodile. People gon' hate, don't let them knock you down. Believe in God, He can only stop you now. Keep your faith and stay on your grind. And on my nine, turn your heartbeat to a flat line. Life is hard, I know. People hate, I know. Believe in God, I know. And you'll be straight, I know. Show no love, I know. Stay strapped, I know. Once you're gone, I know. Ain't no coming back, I know. Life is hard, I know. People hate, I know. Believe in God, I know. And you'll be straight, I know. Show no love, I know. And stay strapped, I know. Once you're gone, I know. Ain't no coming back, I know. I don't wanna die, and I wish you couldn't. You may stumble, you may wobble, but don't lose your footing. You gon' show people love when you know you shouldn't. If you needed help and you asked, man, you know they wouldn't. So keep it pushing, middle finger to them all. Keep doing you, who cares if you piss them off? People gon' hate, homie, that's just part of life. They see you doing nice, getting pie they wanna slice. When you was broken doing bad, man, they did you trice. You had to hustle hard to get it working all night. You ain't rich by any means, but you alright. You still shining bright, through the dark you see the light. You gon' make it, so don't give up. If you fall down, then you get up. You gon' make it, so don't give up. If you fall down, then you get up. Life is hard, I know. People hate, I know. Believe in God, I know. And you'll be straight, I know. Show no love, I know. Stay strapped, I know. Once you're gone, I know. Ain't no coming back, I know. Life is hard, I know. People hate, I know. Believe in God, I know. And you'll be straight, I know. Show no love, I know. And stay strapped, I know. Once you're gone, I know. Ain't no coming back, I know. Life is hard, I know. People hate, I know. Believe in God, I know. And you'll be straight, I know. Show no love, I know. Stay strapped, I know. Once you're gone, I know. Ain't no coming back, I know. Life is hard, I know. People hate, I know. Believe in God, I know. And you'll be straight, I know. Show no love, I know. And stay strapped, I know. Once you're gone, I know. Ain't no coming back, I know.
Well, you saw it, folks. He's too scared.
Ain't no coming back from that.
Machine Lies is a shook little bitch. You were my diversity hire. You weren't on for your talents, bro. You were my diversity hire.
Yeah. Jewburger needs to lock it down on those diversity hires, obviously.
See, look at Stephen David. I write books and featured your songs on my show, and you talked shit about me for no reason. This guy is the biggest spiraler, bro.
Yeah. As if I needed any sort of platforming. That's the thing. Like, I was trying to come to you as a homie, trying to talk some real shit with you, hang out with you. I'm still trying to be a homie.
Right. Now he's trying to be like, well, remember when I did that one thing for you?
Right.
So he does shit for people to like hold it over him, but he won't do some shit to just genuinely be nice to someone. Fucking politician. This motherfucker is a politician.
I'm not looking for handouts, dude. I'm not looking for any sort of like angle. I've been around for a minute. It's not hard to find me. It's not hard to see my stances, dude.
Stop featuring Machine Lies if you think I'm a fraud. Easy solution. That's what happened, and you're crying about it. That's literally what happened, dude. I cut ties, and you're still here spiraling like a fucking jealous bitch that I gave the good dick to, and she just can't get away.
Right.
Still knocking on my door at fucking 2 a.m.
Crazy bitches be hanging on.
Yeah, I'm never gonna go to your channel, Machine Lies. You have no viewers. It's fucking trash over there, bro. It's fucking vaxxed gay Satanists. Why would I go over there? The audience is here, dumb fuck. Why don't you come roast me in front of my own audience, in front of all these people, and just slay me, bro? And then all my subscribers will just leave and go to you.
Right. It's a 1-to-1 thing, right? If you win, you get all the followers.
Like a video game. It just all goes over there.
That's how it works, dude. It's totally how it works. If you win a debate, you get all of their followers.
Everyone knows that. Yeah, okay, bro. Yeah, you're not coming up. You're not gonna do shit. Look at him just. You're one of the. I should mercy kill you and put you out of your misery and just block you. But then you'll be like, "Oh, Drew's so scared. Drew's so
Right.
fucking scared of me. Blocked me." But I'll block him on every fucking stream I have. I'll block him and I'll keep him backstage. But he's scared because he blocked me after I put 6,000 comments in his shit.
I can't even come to your shit, TML. Like, what do you?
Shit's whack. The fuck are you talking about over there? You're not talking about shit, bro. You're talking about vax gay Satanists. That one British black dude came on and just wrecked your entire fucking panel, dude. Forgot what his name was. Killed everyone there.
That's funny. I wish I had seen that.
And then guess what, Machine Lies? The people at this level of thinking, the people don't want any more information. They're just done with it. I think a lot of people are.
Right. Most
like,
of like
what
the
else
majority...
is there to know, right? Like there's a lot of gay, fake fucking propaganda. How much more do you really need to know after that? Like you can cover all the shit you want. The analytics will show you where the viewers are on your page. You'll see when your numbers spike, and it's when the fucking drama is.
Right. It's all drama hunting, and he's still trying to fish for it.
While acting like he's not, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Machine Lies, I'm sorry, bro, but I see through you like Scotch tape. You ain't shit. Get the fuck out. Don't even come back. Don't come back and troll the chat because we weren't even talking about it. I'm just trying to bait you up here to fucking wreck you again. Cut your fucking head off for good.
Right.
You just don't want to take that L to the white boy again. It's already DWO1, TML0. It's already. I wouldn't want to get in the ring with me again either. I brought the cage tonight. I brought the cage.
Right. You got the overlay. We can throw fucking ladders. We can do all that
ready,
shit.
Bro. I'm ready. He's too scared.
Yeah.
He just likes it that like he hijacked the stream and he's just we're talking about him and shit.
He still thinks the amount of time you spent talking about him on this stream, as minuscule as it was, is somehow going to get him more followers.
Right.
Which is disappointing.
But he also says followers don't equal relevancy.
Yeah. So
but
which
then,
side are you going to be on? Are you going to talk about how you need viewers to validate your existence, or are you going to actually do your own thing and be a real fucking human?
He can do shit.
Nah, he can't.
Yeah, fuck him. All right, I guess I'm going to shut it down.
Good night, sir.
Appreciate you for being here, Mr. Stephen David. It's 3s, 33s. If Jessica's
always
in
the
here,
33 gaslighting them.
Yeah, Jessica's in here. If you can drop the link or a mod. Thanks to everyone else that was here. Big thanks to Jack Talcott for being on board and sharing a lot of his thoughts on the union. Rusty challenged him on it. We had the Sandy Machine. I had to keep him backstage. He was getting a little too blue, which I don't mind, but sometimes.
I do.
You got to work your way into it a little bit.
Okay. So real quick, the great thing about Machine Lies is he's actually been able to go from his like crazy side into a more reasonable. Like he was actually like shooting the shit with fucking tinfoil.
Wait, you're talking about Sanity Machine? You mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
no,
like
you said Machine Lies.
Sorry, oh my bad. Yeah, Sandy Machine is actually able to come on now at this point and be able to shoot the shit, act like a normal human being. Like he's showing progress. He's showing growth.
Right. And you know what? This is the guy that said me and my wife fucking molest children too. And I'm not out here saying you owe me an apology like you are, Machine Lies, you little bitch. You're like, everyone owes me an apology. Wham, wham. I'm not even saying that to the Sandy Machine, like whatever, like it is what it is. Like, I'm gonna always remember it, but if he wants to just be normal, we can just be normal. But yeah, he's been pretty normal.
he's actually done a pretty decent job of being able to like riff with people at this point. Like that in my mind shows progress for like somebody actually willing to grow and learn and do better for themselves, you know?
Right.
It is what it is.
I agree. Yeah, so shout out to the Sandy Machine. Who else was here? TBE, EBT. If I forgot you and you were here, I apologize. This was the best grift stream ever. A donut. No, I really don't do it for that. I just do it to do it. So next month, I will be back to solo streams on my main channel.
Nice.
In November. So
looking forward to it.
And then if I can balance it, I'll still do this on the Monday nights. So I'll do the Friday nights and Monday nights, hopefully. So
that'll be tight.
Yeah. So, all right. Thanks, Stephen David. Appreciate you. Jessica, drop your link. Everyone go subscribe. Listen to his new songs.
Yeah. All my homies hate the Antichrist. That's the fucking jam.
Fuck the Antichrist.
Exactly.
Now, this is turning into a Davy Crocco goodbye. I'm gonna drop both of us out and get out of here. Appreciate everyone that was here. Appreciate you. And peace out.
Hey guys and gals, get hip with a new craze. Register today for your very own personal 666 barcode implant. No more need to carry cash or credit cards. The price of the goods you buy is now automatically subtracted from your bank account by the computer terminal at the checkout stand. It's fast. It's easy.
Don't go, Kathy, don't go. Don't go, please don't go. Don't go, Kathy, don't go. Don't go, please don't go. Kathy, don't go to the supermarket today. Kathy, don't go to the supermarket today. 'Cause there's a very strange man at the checkout stand, and there's a laser scanner where you put your hand. Kathy, don't go to the supermarket today. Don't go, Kathy, don't go. Without a computer ID, there's no way to pay. Don't go, please don't go. I know there's a sale and a special on rice, and you can buy beans at a giveaway price. But that's just their way to get you down there. What you don't know is that they're everywhere. Kathy, don't go to the supermarket today. Kathy, don't go to the supermarket today. They had a special program on the TV last night, explaining calmly why these things must be done right. They say their new computer is the way to control, but what they didn't say is that it costs your soul. Kathy, don't go to the supermarket today. Don't go, Kathy, don't go. Without a computer ID, there's no way to pay. Don't go, please don't go. 'Cause there's a very strange man at the checkout stand, and there's a laser scanner where you put your hand. Kathy, don't go to the supermarket today. Oh, Kathy, can't you see what they're trying to do? This isn't just a new craze. They want to make us their slaves. Kathy, don't go to the supermarket today. Don't go, Kathy, don't go. Kathy, let's leave while there's still time to get away. Honey, don't worry, just take my hand. We can make it even if we have to live off the land. Kathy, don't go to the supermarket today. Don't go to the supermarket today. Kathy, don't go to the supermarket today. Kathy, don't go to the supermarket. Kathy, don't go. Don't go to the supermarket.
There's no sense for communication. There's no place, and there's no sorrow in the young and restless